How is everybody doing today? We are being joined today by Draco, one of the players in our usual D&D game. Say hello, Draco.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. And yeah, we're gonna go over how the fuck Starfinder works. And I went back and forth over how I'm going to do this particular series of videos. I know one thing I don't want to do is go over the entire fucking rulebook. that's that would be insane. I do not want to go over the entire rulebook. We will literally be here for like 8 hours, and it wouldn't really be very presentable as a learning experience for everybody. I will say, for the sake of looking up rules and understanding how things work, we are using the Archives of Nethys, which is a... I'm going to turn this down just a little bit more. There we go. Which is a website similar to like 5e Wikidot and 5e Tools and such like that. Except this one's actually supported by the creators of Starfinder and Pathfinder. So we'll be using this when we go to learn Pathfinder 2nd Edition next week.
Imagine there being a site that doesn't require you to spend money to not pirate the books.
Indeed. But I am still, but this, that being said, this is still a system that I myself own. I have the rule books for this. I have physical copies. I have PDFs. But I can't use the PDFs because it would dox me. It has my real name and email address and phone number on every single page of the PDF.
Yeah.
So I can't use that. Hi, guys. How are you doing today? So, yeah. So I'm not going to be using any of my personal materials because it will literally dox me or would require a camera setup that I don't have. So we're using Archives of Nethys. This is a free supported website that has all of the standard rules and information. And as well as a lot of the non-standard rules and information. Out of the books that I own, I have the core rule book, the Alien Archive, and the Starfinder Armory. You don't need the Armory or the Alien Archive, but if you're a DM, the Alien Archive really helps. Holy shit. I'll get to that here in a minute. Me and Draco are both going to sit here, and we're going to make... I lost it. Where is it? There it is. We're going to be making characters, and I'm using this character sheet in Tabletop Simulator because it's the only one I found that has any kind of decent-looking setup to it. Literally the only one. It's actually kind of absurd. And it's like, it's a lot to take in just from looking at it, but that would be the case of any character sheet. Gonna be playing Monster Hunter Rise, so I'll just be lurking. All right, guys. So yeah, we're gonna, and again, we're starting with a system that I'm already mostly familiar with, just so that I have an idea as to how I'm going to present things when we get to systems that I don't know anything about, such as Pathfinder 2nd Edition or the Legend of the Five Rings system or some of the other systems that I've been reading. But basically how I'm doing this is I am, on my own time, going to read the rule book for the system in question. I'm going to determine how the character creation system and the actual gameplay works. And then from there, we will make a character and go through some examples of how stuff works, I guess. So, I'm ready to get started. How are you doing, Draco?
I am also ready to get started.
Awesome.
I am
So,
ready to shake off the 5e brain rot.
yeah, the 5e brain rot needs to go because wizards can go stay on their fucking coast. Anyway. So, what I'm going to start with is what type of system this game is. Because all tabletop RPGs have to run off of some kind of core system. Some come up with their own core system, but for the most part, they have to run off of some kind of chance system. This one runs off of the very familiar D20 system. You've played Dungeons & Dragons of any variety, you know what we're talking about. Easy enough. You roll a 20-sided die for most of the skills. You add a bonus, and depending on whether or not you roll high enough, you're good. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty bog standard D20 system. Difference is Starfinder is a science fantasy system. There is space exploration, and we will actually be building a starship. If I can get to it real quick, actually. Not that page, but this page is our starship page. So we'll be building a starship as well. Because it's actually that's more of a team thing. That's something you would do with your party as opposed to one individual. So yeah, Starfinder is a D20 based system, and it has a lot of interesting mechanics that, in my opinion, speeds up combat in a lot of ways, but also makes the game a little bit more involved on the player side. My biggest issue with 5e is that it takes away a lot of customization abilities and a lot of potential for what players want to do on their side, and creates a lot more work for the Dungeon Master. Starfinder is a little bit easier because it puts a little bit more work onto the players and makes things a little bit easier on the Dungeon Master. But it's not so much to where the players are the ones running the game. And we'll get into what I mean by that. So we're going to start with... I'm going to go back to the rules of Nethys here. Draco, I believe you're also on the archives.
Indeed I am.
All right. So we're going to jump right into how character creation works. And if you're in the core rulebook, it'll be in Chapter 2. And character creation steps. So the first thing that we want is a character concept. Obviously, if we're playing an RPG, we want to have an idea as to what kind of character we want to play as. Good way to start character creation is decide the general thrust of your character's personality, sketching out a few details about their past, and thinking about how and why she adventures. Core thing about how this book is written. She is used as the overall pronoun for a player or a character. During the step, you'll likely want to pursue Starfinder's available races, themes, and classes so that you have an idea of the options available. The sidebar on page 15, which would be in the book, briefly introduces these, so it's a great starting point. Full information is in other chapters, as well as classes and other such things. So, first things first, we want a concept.
Indeed.
But considering we don't know the limitations of that, well, considering you, Draco, don't know the limitations of this, I want you to come up with a character concept. I already know what kind of character I'm going to build because, again, I've played this system before, and I have a fallback character that I like to play. But what kind of character would you like to build?
You know, given I don't know the limitations yet, let's just start off with something simple. Let's build a Han Solo-ish type character.
Let's build a Han Solo. I'm guessing Starfinder is based off of space? Yes, Starfinder is a science fantasy system. It's a science fantasy setting, I guess would be the right way to put it. And for a lot of people who aren't familiar with the term science fantasy, Star Wars is science fantasy.
Indeed.
It is sci-fi plus magic. And that's...
The Jedis are space wizards for a reason. Indeed.
The difference between science fiction and science fantasy is a literal magic system. Not, and in some cases, science fiction, you'll see an abundance of technology or alien creatures that have certain abilities, but it's not an established magic system. It's just either hyper advanced technology that looks like magic or a particular evolutionary trait of a set of aliens. But because Star Wars in particular has the Force, a set magic system that any race can use, that's what makes that setting science fantasy. This is science fantasy in which it's basically going to take the standard fantasy tabletop settings that we're familiar with and make it space-worthy. Much better than any of the fucking Spelljammer shit we're familiar with from 5e. Holy crap, that fucking book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you're going to build a Han Solo-like character. So, on your character sheet, if you want to go ahead and name your character Han Solo, go for it. I'm going to build an anime character.
Is he going to be a Gundam character?
No, I was going to make it Tanya Degurachov, but I kind of don't want to make it the straight name. I'll name it Tanya. Also, I can't spell Degurachov, so I'm just going to make it Tanya.
Fair enough. I would also not be able to spell the last name of Tanya the Evil.
So, the next step in our process is to choose a race. So, we're both going to pick human for this example, but the races that are available to you, if you'd like to take a look at them, are absurd. There's a lot of them.
Under aliens? Oh, no.
No, it's going to be under races. Yeah. So the core rulebook comes with 2 sets of races. Your standard fantasy, starting a new campaign. Not quite yet, Akira. We're basically going to be learning this system. I'm starting this new series where we're going to learn a different TTRPG system every week. And the first one we're starting with is the Starfinder system. In races, you have your standard fantasy races, dwarves, elves, gnomes, and the like. But you also have a series of unique... So you basically explain rules and stuff. But I try to do it as briefly as possible. But there's also a series of aliens that are also really interesting to play as. So we have an actual android race. Just straight up an android race. Human is available because it has to be. It's a core thing. Let me see if it gives images of Kasatha. Yeah, it does give images of Kasatha.
Ooh. Like 4 arms? Or
Yes.
3?
Yes, the Kasatha is a race of 4 armed individuals. And there are mechanics for this. Kasathas have 4 arms, which allow them to wield and hold up to 4 hands worth of weapons and equipment. While their multiple arms increase the number of items they can have at the ready, it doesn't increase the number of attacks they can make during combat.
That's just a lot simpler than the 3 Kreen only being able to use their 4 hands to attack with light weaponry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there's another reason for this, because the way this game's balance works, and you'll see for yourself here before too long.
Yeah.
The way this game's balance works is more attacks is not necessarily a good thing. More attacks would actually be incredibly overpowered.
If I remember correctly, Paizo has made it so that way movement takes up an action, if I remember correct.
That is the case in the Pathfinder system. I'm sorry, in the second edition of Pathfinder. Starfinder is a blend of the traditional movement styles, but also changes enough to where it'd be a good stepping off to Pathfinder second. Let's see. We have the Lashunta, which I'm going to start opening these in new tabs because I'm going to lose track of things. And Lashunta are interesting because Lashunta is one of the few races in this game that has an actual sub race, in which you can either be a tall, lanky character or a short, stubby character.
And you can either have a -2 to Wisdom or a -2 to Constitution.
Correct. Well, sort of. All Lashuntas get +2 Charisma, but if you take the -2 Wisdom, you get +2 Strength. And if you take the -2 Con, you get +2 Intelligence.
Yeah. They're also apparently psychic.
They do have some psychic abilities, yes. Sheeran is a race that I actually really, really enjoy. It is a race that has 3 genders.
Oh.
Yeah. It has
and
male.
Bug people.
They are bug people. They are male, female, and a third one known that they call host. And it actually goes into some variety of detail. As to some variety, I'm just scrolling down. You just see it getting longer. some variety of detail as to how their society actively works. During reproduction, male and female Shirens provide the initial eggs and sperm, and the hosts incubate the fertilized eggs while also adding their own genetic material and immunities.
Alternate ability adjustments?
Yeah, there's a lot of alternate rules that have been added in this, but that's from alternate manuals. I'm going to try to avoid those as much as I can. But Shirens are cool.
Cultural assimilation?
Yeah. Shirens are a very social race. And pick up these social habits of the individuals around them very, very quickly. I believe they also speak exclusively telepathically.
Yes, I think it says that in the source. But
Hi, Tama.
Very social bug people with a -2 to charisma.
Correct, because bug people.
Indeed.
The Vesk, I love the Vesk. I love the Vesk. If you want space equivalent of a fucking half-orc or a Klingon, look no further than the Vesk. Just
that
big,
just looks like
pissed off
dragon.
lizard people. Yeah, they're fucking great.
Rainbow scales.
Rainbow scales. And Yosoki, which is equally interesting. I love the Yosoki. They are so cool.
Oh, they're rat people.
They are rat people. They are rat people. These are your effective space equivalent of...
I like Bugzagma. That's the only thing he feeds me.
I forgot to make sure Mimi was working, and Mimi is not working. Mimi. Exfil campers. Yeah, the Yosoki are super interesting because not only are they considered dexterous, they're also considered very intelligent, and they can store shit in their mouth.
And have 2 hit points.
No, they start with 2 hit points. We will get to this, I promise.
Fair enough.
So a Yosoki can store up to a cubic foot of stuff in their face.
Cubic foot?
A
cubic foot.
A cubic foot of stuff in just in their mouth. God damn it, Akira. Damn, baby, what that mouth do?
I can't even fit a cubic foot's worth of stuff in my hand.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Okay, I'm going to
disgorge the entire contents of his pouch onto the ground in his square as a movement action.
Is that Splinter, but instead of Kung Fu, he was in Texas? No, he's born in space.
It's Splinter if he was in Star Wars.
It's Splinter if he was in Star Wars. That's about as accurate as it's going to get, yeah. It's Splinter if he was in Star Wars. Okay, I'm going to test Mimi real quick, make sure she's working again.
Do I do words good?
Nope. Come on, Mimi. There we go. All right.
Mimi has consumed the telepathic bugs and now speaks purely through telepathy.
Pretty much. I'm just trying to get Mimi's mouth to move, and Mimi wants to fight me. There we go. It's Splinter, but his sensei was Sasha Grey. That's why they can have so much shit in their mouth. God damn it. God damn it. Leave it to Akira to come in here and just ruin things. Anyway. So yeah, Yosoki are also super cool. They made a lot of effort to make these other races just as cool as possible. I think your mouth is overreacting. It's very possible I changed off of the RTX reader that I was using before because it wasn't agreeing with this properly. So now my mouth is actually as active as my own mouth usually is.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Human.
human. We're just sticking with bog standard human for the moment. Human doesn't get a penalty to anything. They get a +2 to any one ability score. So, going back to... Oh, God, I lost tabletop sim. There it is. Going back to this. Pick a stat to gain 2 in. And since I know what I'm going to be playing, I'm going to add 2 to intelligence.
Given I am building a Han Solo, probably going to put that into dexterity.
Yeah, that tracks. And then for hit points... Where is it? There it is. Okay. So you're not going to be able to manually edit. You'll want to hit the... You have to zoom in. Oh! Draco, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I got disconnected from my own table.
Oh. Yeah, I'm still in here.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to chatting screen real quick.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. My shit fucking died.
Yeah, I zoomed in real close so I saw what you were pointing at.
I cannot...
Everything done did a broke.
Yeah. Okay, I think I got it again. Fortunately, Tabletop Simulator has an autosave.
Indeed.
Okay, and I just need to re-invite you. So give me just a second here. Bop. There we go. Tao, thank you so much for the 10 months.
Yeah, Tao.
Norton, fuck off. I didn't ask. All right.
I just have to re-input all the stuff past human,
Pretty much.
which I think was just the hit points. Oh God.
Of course, everything goes wrong the moment I come here. I've ruined everything, man. To be fair, Roxas, I don't think this was your fault. How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good, Tao. I'm happy to see you here. Okay, so you added your hit points as well? Oh, yeah, you need to add your dexterity and your hit points. By the way, if everyone would like to follow along and build a character with us using the archives of Tethys here. Come on,
Hold
goddammit.
on. I am going to reconnect because the sheet looks a bit wonky for me right now.
Why does the sheet look wonky? What do you mean?
I'll just take a screenshot and show it to you.
Yeah, please do. Here is a Google Drive link that I'm going to send to a form fillable character sheet. You won't be able to fill that out on Drive. You'll have to download the sheet yourself. Mobile only for me. I don't think I can make it. Fair enough, Roxas. Sorry about that. I am not familiar with there being a web browser character sheet for this. I've looked, but I can't find it. But either way. Yeah, let me see what you got going on there, Draco. Oh, yeah, it's a little wonky. Okay. It's a little wonky.
Yeah.
So do you need to reset Tabletop Sim then?
I don't think I need to reset it. Just leave the game and come back.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Ah! I keep clicking on things. Okay.
Everything is breaking. All right, that didn't fix it, but you know what? I'll just work with it. Maybe I do have to. I can't find dexterity because the text is gone.
Oh no. It's
Yeah,
still
I'm just
bugging.
Yeah, I'm just gonna close it and then reopen the Tabletop Simulator.
So is this series just a look at each system, or are you going to do some one-shots? This series is just going to be a look at each system. However, once we are finished with our current D&D campaign, we are going to do some one-shots to see if everyone likes some systems that I'm really interested in running, including this one. Yeah, and we're just gonna test some stuff. But this particular series is mostly going to be looking at each system, building a character in each system, and getting an understanding for how the game plays. And most of this is going to be done either on Tabletop Simulator or on whatever I can get my hands on that will make it work. But anyway. Wait, which campaign? Aren't you running 3? No, I'm only running the 1 right now, Roxas.
I'm on Tabletop Simulator. I know you can do it.
If you want, I can send you a list of systems I was looking at a few weeks ago. I would appreciate that, Tao. Because right now, I've only got, like, let's see, this one. I've got Pathfinder in mind. I've got 2 other systems that I'm looking at right now. I've got enough systems to do me for about a month. But this is also going to involve me... Oh, sorry. No, I've got, like, 5 or 6 systems. Excuse me. So you're done with the one Coco and Ongo and them? Yeah. Yeah, we're done with that one. Yeah, that one just ended. That's all right. You'll have to learn each system within a week. Yikes. Yeah. Learning each system within a week is going to be the real struggle here.
I might just borrow the sheet behind the Starship one, because that one
unfortunately
has all
that's
for me.
That one's not a character sheet.
Oh, damn it.
That one's a companion sheet. You know what you could try? Yeah. Try cloning your character sheet.
How do?
Is my character sheet appearing correctly, or are they both acting up?
Yeah, your character sheet is fine.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna delete your character sheet.
It's only specific parts of specific sheets.
There, how about now?
There it is.
All right. Now you'll just have to edit the other stuff that I have on there, but...
Indeed. Zoom in real.
So that sounds like something happened between y'all. Pretty much. No animosity or anything of the sort. Just a decision by the... Did I brought something up? No, it was just a decision by the table to cease play. And it was more so just the tone that I was taking with the game itself. So it's all right. Are the Science Fangs are still going or no? The Science Fangs are still going.
Yeah.
That game is still continuing. We're not doing that today because of some scheduling conflicts. We're going to be doing that one tomorrow. So be sure to stick around.
All right. After technical difficulties, I have returned.
After the technical difficulties have ended. Yay.
Yes.
Okay, so where is race? There it is. Human. All right, so now we're getting back on track. Tethys.
Indeed.
So back to, let's see, rules. No bad blood then? No, absolutely not. I still go and hang out in Coco's stream fairly often, and I think I've just tagged Angora in a thing recently. Okay, so we chose a race. Now we choose a theme. And a theme is essentially your background from... It is basically the same effects as background from 5th edition. Excuse me, my nose. So if you want to go back up to... Oh, there. Where is it? Okay, there is a themes section in the archives. And it gives you a very full list of themes for this game. Since we're just making first level characters at the moment, yeah, there's a lot of them. Most themes actively give you a stat boost. Actually, every theme gives you some form of stat boost.
We're building a Han Solo because I'm not seeing a smuggler theme.
Right. Some of them you have to get kind of creative with. Like, let me see. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I think Ace Pilot would work well enough for Han Solo.
Ace Pilot would work. Let me see here.
Street
I'm
Rat?
pretty sure there was a criminal background.
There's Street Rat, which could also work.
Spacefarer would work.
There's Gambler.
Where's my book? I could have sworn there was one, like, in the base book for, like, general criminal activity. There's a lot more here than what I'm used to. Themes. There we go. Outlaw. There it is. There it was. I just couldn't remember the name that they gave it, but Outlaw would be the go-to for Han Solo.
Yeah. Thankfully, all the choices I had in mind were still +1 decks.
Right. Let's see. For my character, I want to pick something that is a little more on the militaristic side, but I still want that intelligence buff. So I'm looking. The closest one I see that gives me both of those is Battle Medic, but that's not really what we're looking for here. Ah, Quartermaster will do. Alright, so I'll take Quartermaster. And you'll see that you'll actually get additional benefits. So where's my theme? It's in there somewhere. There it is. Quartermaster. So Quartermaster gives me an additional +1 to intelligence, which I'm going to need for reasons. And then you get the additional benefit of theme knowledge. So generally, you'll get a bonus to any check regarding, in your case, God, what is it for you? Hang on.
Reduce the DC of culture checks to recall knowledge about the criminal underworld by 5.
Yeah, that would be right. Boy, is that Han Solo accurate. The DC of skill checks to identify military-related technological items or to recall knowledge related to the movement, maintenance, and transport of military personnel and supplies is reduced by 5, which is accurate for Tanya. And
then, Sleight of Hand is a class skill for you, though if it is a class skill from the class you take at first level, you instead gain a +1 bonus to Sleight of Hand checks.
Okay.
In addition, you gain an ability adjustment of +1 to Dexterity.
And then I gain a free rank in Profession Quartermaster, which is an intelligence-based skill and class skill for you. This does not allow your skill ranks in Profession Quartermaster to exceed your character level. In addition, you gain an ability adjustment of +1 to intelligence at character creation, which we've already added.
I guess that plays into the profession skill that I was seeing earlier.
So, add 1 to quartermaster, add 1 to profession quartermaster, which is a class skill for me. There we go. So, okay, you figured out the class skill. Never mind, you're good. All right, so next on the list.
I'd explicitly turn them all off.
Next on the list, now that we have chosen a theme, we choose a class. Not hard to figure out. You pick a class. Classes in this game, however, have a few. There's quite a few. There's quite a few. So some of these I am not familiar with because they are not from the base books. So I am not familiar with Biohacker. I am not familiar with Evolutionist. I am not familiar with Nanocyte. I am not familiar with Precog. I am not familiar with Vanguard or Witch Warper. Sounds interesting. I haven't had time to read through these because I've been reading other stuff. For Han, I mean, it's dependent entirely on which one you think fits him better. There's, like, the two that come to mind to me are Envoy, which is very much a charisma-based character. It's basically Bard without spellcasting. Like, they still get neat abilities, they just don't get spells. Or Operative. Yeah, or Operative, which is your rogue equivalent.
You make your way in the universe with a charming smile, quick wit, and a keen sense of self-preservation. That sounds like Han Solo.
It's pretty close, yeah.
And excel at getting others to do what you want. That does not sound like Han Solo, but it's probably as close as we're gonna get. Because honestly, Han Solo doesn't strike me as the equivalent of a rogue.
No, he really doesn't. He doesn't do a whole lot of trick attacks.
Yeah, he does a lot of talking and thinking, but like one of his first scenes is him point blank shooting a person in broad daylight in a bar.
In a crowded bar. And just walking out like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But he is a smuggler. A smuggler defines his background, but not how he fights. Those are two very different ideas.
Yeah, no. Han Solo would sooner try and talk his way out of a fight than, or talk his way into a fight than sneak into a fight.
Right. So for your class skills, being what they are, instead of in D&D you have a particular list, mark all of those as your class skills. You don't get ranks in them right away, but getting trained in those, well, that'll make sense later. For now, just mark your class skills. Your key ability score is your charisma, but your dexterity is pretty much your combat skill, so you're fine there. Keep in mind, we've only gotten 3 bonus points. We will sort out the rest in time.
By the looks of it, Envoy is just has everything as a class skill.
More or less. They are considered in the game to be an expert class, which means they're a skill monkey. I'm going to be playing a Technomancer, which is a spellcasting class. Because I'm playing as because I'm making Tanya the Evil.
For whatever reason, it's not letting me click Disguise.
It's not letting you click Disguise?
Yeah, I'm hovered over where it would be.
Oh.
And there's no button.
You're correct. There is no button there. It is actively missing. Interesting. All right, well, we'll just assume that it is. Or better yet, I think I can mark it.
Not life science.
Oh, wow. I have to go and make one. All right, fuck that. Can we draw on this?
Just draw an X. Yeah, Disguise is the only one that I'm actively missing.
I'm drawing on the table, and I'm drawing in the wrong place. I'm drawing on the table.
I don't think you can draw on the character sheet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. All right, that's fine. That's a bug with the character sheet, but that's okay. It's a minor bug. It's not important. Any any manga recommendations? I'm having trouble finding any that haven't been in anime yet. I don't read much manga.
I get to put a free +1 into sleight of hand because of it being a class skill.
Let's see, my class skills are computers, engineering, life science, mysticism. I have to do these. I can't do these in this order. Engineering, life science. Roll for initiative, suckers! Use command. Oh, God, what was the command? Roll d20? Roll. What the fuck was it? There it is. Command roll, and you can roll for initiative.
I got a 12.
I got an 18. Roxas got a 16. For some reason, it didn't work for Tau.
I think it's because they did it too soon to mine or something.
Potentially. I will have to check it and see. Oh, there it goes. 17. I'm glad I added that. That's a fun little thing.
Now, I assume these red dots for trained only are preset for all character sheets?
Yes. The red dots for trained only means that you can only use that skill if you have ranks in it. If you've taken points in it.
Okay.
Why would re-rolling? Because it's fun. What was the other ones I get? I got mysticism, physical science, piloting, profession, and sleight of hand. I already get profession, but I can take a second profession if I see fit. And sleight of hand. Okay, so that's what I get. And then skill points at each level is 4 plus intelligence modifier. We'll make sense of that later.
I have 8 plus intelligence modifier.
Right. And then proficiencies, you get your armor abilities and your... I can't talk. So I get, what was it, light armor? Yeah, light armor and basic melee and small arms.
Where are you putting that? In the small box, okay. Or the feats and proficiencies box. Okay.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Fate? I am familiar with the Fate system. I'm not a big fan of it. And I will explain why I'm not a big fan of it. I am not a fan of combat light rule systems. Or I'm sorry, rules light systems. What is the Fate system? The Fate system is it's another type of game system. Seems fun for people who are used to TTRPGs. It's a fantastic role-playing system. Yeah, that's my big problem with it, is that it's not great for people who are new to TTRPGs. Because it's a rules light system, it requires people to kind of think for themselves on how they want to perform actions. But it doesn't give you an idea as to how those actions are performed. It does not specifically list how those actions are performed. You have to describe what action you want to take, and then maybe it works, depending on what you roll and how much power you want to put into it. So it's different from D&D. Yes, it's very different from D&D. So I'm not a big fan of rules light systems, and I'm going to try to avoid as many of those as I can through these things that we're going to do. Through this series.
Pathfinder and Starfinder are probably the closest we're going to get to D&D.
Easily the closest we're going to get to D&D. It's going to be pretty interesting when we do stuff like the... if I can find it. There is one system I've played before that is really, really fun. If I can find it, because I know it's not in publication anymore. There is a Warhammer 40k TTRPG that runs off of the D100 system, and that game was really fun when I got around to playing it. But yeah, we're just trying out several things that we can. So that's why you're doing Starfinder, because it's not D&D. Yes, because we want to try... Because the whole purpose of this is to try and introduce people, to, including myself, to as many different alternatives to Dungeons & Dragons as possible. Because I don't want to advertise for those motherfuckers anymore. Say again?
The Dungeons & Dragons is on fire.
The Dungeons & Dragons is on fire and wants your money! Multi-billion-dollar corporation needs your money! Willing to rip you off for your fucking money.
We want you to give us your money.
Yeah. So I'm very much over wizards and their bullshit. So yeah. No more D&D from me. I might still do it on like personal stuff, but I'm not sending them any more of my money. Period. So anyway, class and level, I'm making a Technomancer. Level, I'm going to start it at level 1, because trying to build a higher level character right out the gate is awkward, and it would really take away from what we're trying to do. But anyway, what is that? CMD. I don't know what CMD is. I'm not familiar with that stat. Is that something that I forgot about, or is that something they added? The fuck is CMD? CMD isn't anything. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Combat maneuvers? Is that CMO or CMD? Isn't Hasbro the main wizards doing this? No! No!
Oh, it
is CMD.
CMD is combat maneuver defense.
Ah, okay. I know what that is.
Against a combat maneuver.
Yeah. I know what that is. We'll get around to that.
Quick Google search.
Okay, yeah. We'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and add in all the stuff that we get from our levels. Or from our first level. Which, in your case, is going to be very different from mine.
Envoy improvisation. As you gain experience, you learn envoy improvisations, little tricks that bolster allies, confound enemies, or change the ebb and flow of battle using guile, inspiration, or luck. Sounds like Han Solo.
Yep.
You learn your first envoy improvisation at level 1, or at first level, and you learn an additional improvisation. Blah, 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 blah. The list of envoy improvisations appears here. If an improvisation allows you to grant an effect to an ally, you cannot grant yourself that effect unless the improvisation states otherwise. If an envoy improvisation allows a saving throw to resist its effects, the DC is equal to 10 plus half your envoy level plus your charisma modifier. So,
excuse me.
Doesn't say if it rounds up or down for level 1.
I think rule of thumb is round up.
Some envoy improvisations are language dependent, mind affecting, sense dependent, or some combination of any or all of these. These terms are defined.
I thought Hasbro said Dungeons & Dragons wasn't making that much profit. That was the whole point of the D&D movie and changing the open game license. If I may correct that statement, Dungeons & Dragons is not making that much profit per player. Dungeons & Dragons is not making... Recently, Magic the Gathering became the first $1 million franchise a year under Hasbro's name. Wizards wants D&D to become the second $1 million franchise under Hasbro's name.
Remember correctly, their exact words weren't D&D isn't making much profit, it's D&D is under-monetized.
D&D is under-monetized. So, we're gonna fuck over everyone we possibly can and milk every possible penny. It's why I'm not going to go see the movie. It's why I'm not going to play any of their fucking video games. It's why I'm not going to spend any more money on D&D Beyond. Or their fucking NFT fucking virtual tabletop bullshit. There's a video that D&D Shorts put out recently, and I mean recently, like within the last few days, that is absolutely worth watching if you'd like an idea as to the whole shebang. So greed, the trust kill. Yeah, pretty much. Wizards wants your money. Wizards management, upper management, does not view their fan base as a fan base. Wizards management views their fan base as an obstacle to get to what they believe is their money. And we don't tolerate that shit. Okay. Are we back? Are we live again?
Looking like it.
Yeah. My OBS does not going to work again. So that's fun. I'm going to refresh this page just so I can keep up with what's going on. So I apologize for that, guys. A wizard came by and tried to assassinate my fucking internet. Them wizards heard I was talking bad shit. And normally I would say don't fuck with wizards, but, you know, fuck wizards. Fucking wizards pissing me off. Anyway. That fucking went sideways. Where was I? Okay, so at first level, I get an ability called...
The game.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Fortunately... Oh, never mind. My shit also disconnected, so... Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, yeah. I said it to single player like a moron. It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. Where's my jigsaw? Load. Better load up what we had before, god damn it. Or I'm gonna be a little mad. It's still loading.
I would hope auto save would have gotten at least a good chunk of that.
Autosave is usually pretty reliable. I do see all the skills have been updated correctly, and I see that... Yeah, I see most of the information is still where it should be.
I would just have to re-put in my class feature.
Assuming your character sheet didn't break again.
Well, no, it was just broken on my end. Oh,
that's fair.
Yeah. Aha!
Alright. Light armor, basic melee, small arms, and... Okay, class abilities. Spell cachet. Alright, I think we have everything up and running as it goddamn should be again.
Indeed.
Honestly, I think I am cursed. You might be cursed. Oh, good, that chat's working again. Yay! Where is it? There it is.
Not a whole lot of room to type down your stuff.
What are you typing down there for?
No, not...
Where are you typing?
It's, the class abilities box.
Yeah. That's just your class abilities. You get ability, you have multiple slots for abilities.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, I'm the type of guy that likes to write down everything the class ability does, because I would not remember otherwise.
That's fair. That's very fair.
If anything, I can just have the thing open.
Yeah. If not, there is a notebook function in Tabletop Simulator that's just fucking great. So I would write down... What I would do is I would write down the name of the ability, and in your own private notebook, you can write down what your abilities are.
Huzzah!
So in my case, I get Spell Cache, which is... I've created a spell cache that allows me to store and access spells. It could be a device such as a handheld computer or technological implant, an item such as a ring or staff, or a symbol such as a brand, tattoo, or other permanent modification to your body. While you don't need your spell cache to cast your spells, once per day you can activate your spell cache to cast any one spell you know and are capable of casting, even if you've extended all your spell slots for that spell's level. So I basically get a free... I basically get a free extra spell slot. I get a free extra spell slot for funsies.
Jesus.
It's pretty nice.
Let's see. Also, at level 1, I get expertise. You're an expert at dealing with challenges that test your skills, be the challenges social or otherwise. At first level, when attempting a sense motive check, you can roll a d6, your expertise die, and add the result of your roll to the check as an insight bonus. You can use this and other expertise abilities as long as you have at least one resolve point remaining. I don't know what resolve points are, so...
We will get to that. I believe the other stuff that we missed out on is for Technomancer. Or, I'm sorry, for your class, you get additional hit points and stamina points.
Yes, we did miss that, didn't we? I think.
Yes.
Yes. So, my max hit points would instead be...
It's cutting out. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Things have been apparently sideways.
Ooh, the box for current hit points is a bit on the broke side for me. There it is. It's not letting me change current hit points, but oh well.
Weird.
And then stamina.
So not letting you change that either?
Correct.
What's your stamina?
6.
We'll have to see if we can fix that in the future. Or find a better character sheet thing.
Yeah.
Either
Could
way.
just purely be a me thing.
Yeah. Either way, that looks like it works. So, what else? You were asking about resolve points.
Indeed.
We're going to come back to that. Because we still haven't issued out the rest of our stats. Because if you noticed, we have yet to actually figure out what our ability scores are. That's our next step.
Indeed.
It's time to fill in statistics. Your character's ability scores determine a wide array of capabilities and consist of 6 values. Strength, we know the lot. We know what the 6 are. Beginning on page 18. That rule is not listed here. So I'm trying to find that rule. So we're going to go into rules. Rule book. Ability scores. There we go. It's just under its own thing. So this game normally operates on a point-buy system. This game normally operates on a point-buy system. We can use 10 points to buy above 10. Like your base is 10, then you add your racial bonuses and you add your theme bonus and all of that stuff first. But then you get a pool of 10 points that you can spend, which incorporate modifications for race and theme. You get a 10 pool of extra points to assign your ability scores as you see fit. You apply these to your existing ability scores on a 1-for-1 basis. You cannot take any score higher than 18 at first level. So it is a point-buy system, but it's not a goofy point-buy system. The red guy is Draco? Yes, the red guy is Draco. It's not a goofy point-buy system where, oh, it costs extra points after you hit 14 or whatever the fuck. So it's a 1-for-1 point-buy system, so you can up your points however you see fit. I would recommend you specifically put some points in Charisma, because Charisma is your key ability score.
All right. Sorry, I was a bit distracted.
So who's the One Punch Man guy? I have no idea what... Oh, that's Artie. All right. Sorry, what were you saying, Draco?
No, I was a bit distracted, so I missed a good chunk of...
Okay, so after we've added our bonuses from race and theme, which we've already applied, you get a pool of 10 points. And it's a 1-for-1 trade. You cannot take a stat higher than 18.
All right.
I would recommend putting points in charisma just because you are a charisma character. And a lot of your abilities are going to run off of charisma.
Indeed. Hold
3,
a moment while I
7.
I'm leaving the game real quick to see if that might help the
Okay.
problem. And then just rejoining back. It does not look like it.
Are you having that bug again?
It's not the missing things one, it's just the weird text overlay. I wonder if I can copy and paste this.
Oh, you probably can.
I do not have the permissions to.
Interesting. Let me see if I can. Did that fix it?
Indeed it did.
All right. Delete the old.
Huzzah.
Nice to see that that's an easy fix. All right. Still no disguise button, which is weird.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you have a point of 10 point pool. Sorry, you have a pool of 10 points that you can put towards your ability scores.
Indeed. So, if I were to...
Do we have bad blood, Agma? Do we, Roxas?
An interesting question.
Huh? That's a... It's an interesting question, but it's also a weird thing to ask in a public forum while someone else is trying to entertain people.
So with this, I've spent 9 points. So I have 1 point left to spend.
Right.
Someone, I think I can away 4 points, so I have 5 total, and then, might require a bit of intelligence. And then that's all 10 points.
All right. So that is our ability scores. Let me go back to the character creation rules. There we go. Now we've assigned our ability scores. We can apply all the class features that we get, which is nice. The reason why I was telling you to focus on that is the resolve points you were asking about earlier.
Indeed.
Yeah. Resolve points is a pool of points that you can use for special class actions, but are also specifically used for death saves.
Oh.
Yes. And your resolve points are estimated by your key ability, in your case charisma, modifier, plus 1/2 of your character level rounded down. So you have 3 resolve points, I have 4 resolve points.
No, I would have 2, because my charisma mod is only 2.
Plus 1/2 your character level rounded down. Minimum of 1.
Wouldn't that be 0?
Minimum
Oh,
of 1.
minimum of 1.
Yeah.
I missed the minimum of 1.
To be fair, I didn't say minimum of 1. It should have been implied, but that's on me.
So max is 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing next to maximum stamina.
Yes. So how the resolve points works is every turn on your for death saves anyway. Every turn on your turn, you lose a resolve point. You can then spend a resolve point to stabilize yourself, so that you're not bleeding out anymore.
Oh, the very first turn, if you wanted to stabilize yourself, it would be 2 resolve points taken off?
I'm pretty sure. The rules for that are specifically written in here. I just haven't gotten to those yet. But from what I remember, which isn't much because it's been a while, that is effectively how that works. Yes. Oh, that's right. You get your Constitution modifier to your stamina points too, but I don't think either of us have. I have a con mod.
I do not.
Yeah. Now, oddly, con modifier only applies to stamina, not hit points.
Oh,
Yes.
that's weird.
So the question probably came up to everybody that's been paying attention to this. What's the difference between stamina points and hit points? Right? And here it is. Think of your stamina points as temporary HP.
Oh.
You have to go through all of your stamina points before you start losing hit points. Now, here's where it gets a little weirder. All of the in-game healing, magic items, spells, only heal hit points. They don't heal stamina points. You can only get your stamina points back by resting. Yes. It's a very interesting way to keep combat tense, but also get a good gauge as to how fresh your characters are. Because if you're going into a fight with no stamina points, you're probably going to be in a bad way. It's an interesting setup. It's a very interesting setup. And I don't know if since I've played that they've added more abilities that heal stamina points, but from what I remember, for the most part, it is stamina. I can't fucking think. After you go through all your stamina, you start losing hit points. After you lose all your hit points, you're unconscious and dying. What else we have here?
We're on applying your class.
Yep, that's applying class. So that's the stuff with the stamina points.
Also write down your character's first level class features, which we already did.
Mm-hmm.
Skill ranks and feats.
Skill ranks and feats. So, skill ranks. Anyone that has played 3.5, D&D 3.5, or D&D 3rd edition, or 2nd edition, or AD&D, or what have you, is familiar with skill ranks as a system, but I'm going to do my best to explain this. Fortunately, it works way easier in this game than it did back in 3.5, because holy fucking shit was it terrible in 3.5. But anyway, in this system, you have a pool of skill points. So unlike in 5e, it's just like, okay, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, I'm good at this. These will level up into perpetuity until I have a fucking 30 every time I roll the die. Right? In this case, you can actually decide where you want to place your training in. So, Draco, you have 10 skill points.
Indeed. 8 plus intelligence modifier.
And you cannot take more ranks in a skill than what you already have. Or, I'm sorry, than your level. You cannot take more ranks than your level.
Okay, so I can at most put 1 in.
You can at most put 1 in anything. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, your sleight of hand bonus is just a bonus. That doesn't count as a rank.
Correct. That, I believe it is just a bonus from Outlaw.
Mm. Now, I will say that is the only thing I don't like about this character sheet specifically, because it does not give you the full breakdown of what those are. If you'd like to look on my screen, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the character sheet as I know it.
Oh, the one you sent me.
Yeah. The character sheet that as I know it, and this is the one you will find in the back of the book, too, if you decide to purchase the book. It's just that this one has scripting in it. So if I'm going to go ahead and rebuild Tanya's just base stats here. So you have an idea for what I'm looking at. 10. My dex is 14. My con is 16. Nope, my con is 12. My intelligence is 16. My wisdom and charisma are unchanged at 10. Skill ranks per level. I get, I think it was 6 plus con? Or, sorry, 6 plus intelligence? Or was it 4 plus intelligence? Technomancer is 4 plus intelligence modifier. So I get 7. Lost my sheet. There it is. 7 skill ranks per level. And by the way, increasing your intelligence further will retroactively grant you additional skill ranks.
I see.
I think. Don't quote me on that. So, what are my things again? Computers, engineering, intimidate, because everyone gets intimidate. Everybody gets intimidate.
Good to know.
Mysticism. Did I get life science? I did get life science. Life science, physical science, piloting, profession. Fucking click piloting, please. And sleight of hand. And I'm going to go ahead and add my quartermaster to this, which is considered intelligence, and will automatically track that stuff for me. Well, it won't, actually, because that script wasn't added for some reason. So, there we go. There we go. There. Okay, you suck. So. Oh, this doesn't auto-script. That's dumb.
What?
I was expecting these to update based on... Oh, it doesn't update at all. Neato. Interesting. Yeah, that doesn't update like it should. There it is. It's looking at upgraded score. Okay. Little weird, but that's alright. There we go. That's alright. We figured it out. That won't update for some reason, but that's okay. So, this is the sheet that I'm more used to. Notice that I put 1 rank in computers, and because I did, I got a class bonus. This is effectively how your proficiencies are going to work. You can choose to be trained in a skill that you're not proficient in. So let's say, for example, I want to go ahead and have a rank in culture. But because I don't have culture as a class skill, I don't get the additional benefit. If you take a rank in a skill that is a class skill for your character, you get a +3 to that skill, in addition to whatever bonuses you may have. So you'll have characters that like I put 1 rank in computers, I have a +7 to all my computers rolls now. You know what I mean? Or I want to have a rank in piloting, now I have a 6 piloting. And this is a little bit cleaner than this is. But as long as you remember where all your bonuses are, you'll be all right. I'm probably going to recommend everyone keep a PDF of at least their skills on hand, just be safe.
Yeah.
If we decide to play this, well, I'm going to want to run this at least once. But yeah, you can go through and using the PDF as your format for how everything gets put together, you can determine your totals and apply those into your skills as needed. Okay, so I am going to want computers. I am going to want culture. I am going to want piloting. I am going to want quartermaster. That's 4. I have 3 more. I'm going to take sleight of hand because I like sleight of hand. Sleight of hand is always useful. I'm going to want to take a rank in stealth, because stealth is always useful. Doesn't matter what game you play. And bluff is always a fun skill. I don't care if I only get a +1 in it. I want bluff. I always enjoy having bluff. Okay. And then looking through that, I can see what all my totals are. And so I have and I'm going to move this up here for just a moment, just so I can keep track of it and what I've got going on down here. So I've got a 2 acrobatics. Let's zoom this in a little bit more. I have a 0 athletics. I have a 1 bluff. Seven computers. 4 culture. 0 diplomacy, 0 disguise. I took no ranks in engineering. I should have, though. Yeah, no. Alright. I'm going to undo bluff. I'm going to undo bluff. I'm going to undo bluff. It's worth way more to me to have ranks in engineering. Because I am effectively I am effectively a weird cross in this game between wizard and artificer. I am a wizard type spellcaster, but all of my stuff is technology based. So it's a weird combination, but it works. I have a 3 life science. I have a 3 medicine. And I appreciate that medicine in this game is intelligence based, not wisdom based.
Yeah.
Oh, mysticism is wisdom based. I'm not using that. No perception. I feel like that's a mistake. 3 physical science. 6 piloting. I have an 8 quartermaster. Wait, do I get a free rank or do I get a free point? Sheet.
That was for quartermaster. I think it just says
It is a free rank.
Oh.
For quartermaster, I get a free rank. You might also have a free rank for outlaw.
Let me check.
Yep. So I can put
No.
So I'm gonna put 1 in perception.
I do not have a free rank in the profession out.
Fair enough.
I just have reduced DC for culture checks. To reduce, or for knowledge of the criminal underworld.
Okay, and then I have a 6 sleight of hand. And a 3 stealth. And that's skills. Skills is easy enough. Now, at later levels, if you decide, you can decide to continue to boost up those skills or take points in different skills. You can branch out. You can have a rank in everything if you see fit. Let's see. I cannot use skills that I am not trained in, so I would not be able to use culture regardless. So culture is a flat 0 because I'm not trained in it. Oh no, I am trained in it. I took a level of culture. I'm dumb. I cannot use medicine at all, so that one will remain blank. I did not train myself in physical science. So if you have a... So yeah, those skills that have red dots next to it, if you don't take a rank in it, you can't do it. And I believe attempting to do it if you're not trained in it comes at a penalty.
Okay.
I will have to double check on that. It's either you cannot do the skill or you have a penalty for attempting to do it because you have not trained on how to do it.
I am not going to mess with the profession shit because I don't have any facts. So actually, let's
Okay.
go ahead and take that.
So let's bring you
Bring
guys
up
back
that.
in down here. Okay, so I did not see Roxas was leaving because I had my my other character sheet up on the screen. So let me read your question here, Tao. So the points can't go above the character level, but you can get around that by using ranks? No. Ranks cannot go above a character's level. So I cannot, for example, using this sheet as kind of an example, I cannot put any of these higher than my character level. If I was a level 2 character, I could go ahead and put multiple skills at rank 1, but also some skills into rank 2, or I can put all the skills I took rank 1 in to rank 2. But I hope I'm not making this overly confusing. You cannot make your rank in a skill higher than your level. If that makes sense. I also didn't check to see if we got anything else for being human, because we don't get a lot for being human.
We get
We get a bonus
we
feat.
get a yep,
Okay, so we're gonna
and
start
we
with.
and we gain 1 additional skill rank.
Ah, okay. So I have 8 rank points then that I need to distribute.
Yes.
So
I
where are you
also
getting
have-
7 from engineering from? Okay, so let me go ahead and explain that. I have a 1. I have 1 rank in engineering. Because engineering is an intelligence-based skill, I get +3 from my intelligence. The other 3 comes from the fact that I took a rank in a class skill. This is how you separate how a class... I guess the best way I can put it is, you know how in D&D specific classes have specific skills that they gain proficiency in, or that you have the choice to take proficiency in. In this game, you're not restricted from training in other skills, but because they are associated with your class, you are better at them. This bonus, this class bonus, will not go up at any point in time. It always remains locked at either 0 or 3. And the only difference is whether or not you, A, have it as one of your class skills, and B, took a rank in it. If these 2 things are happening, you get a +3 to that skill. Otherwise, and you have examples here, life science. I have life science as a class skill, but because I didn't take any ranks in it, I don't get a bonus. Because I'm not choosing to be trained in this, I don't get a bonus to it. And on the other hand, I took a level in perception, but because I don't have it as a class skill, I don't get that +3. So your total check can go well above your level. That doesn't matter. As long as the ranks, as long as the number of points you put into a skill is not higher than your level. I actually get 8. So I'm going to fix that. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot easier than what it was in 3.5. I guarantee you. Because in 3.5, you got way more skill points to put ranks in. Class bonus was not a thing. It was all about how many ranks you could put into a thing. And if you did not have a skill as a class skill, it cost twice as many points to level it up once. Make heads or tails of that shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fucking sucks. This is a lot, like, while this is still kind of complex, once it's down on paper, it makes sense. And it makes so much sense, you can just slap it on a quick PDF sheet. So, where are we at now? We are at
feats. Because
right. We are at
human.
feats. Yes. So let's go and look at feats. There's a fucking lot of them.
Yep.
There's a fucking lot of them. I keep making a lot of comparisons to 3.5, and there's a reason for that. This game was based on Pathfinder, and Pathfinder was based on 3.5. And the red dot skills, you only get bonuses if you took a rank in? No, that's a different thing. Let me explain that real quick. So the red dot skills are a restriction. You can only make a check using these skills if you took a rank in it. On this character sheet, they're indicated by crosses, which you can't really see. Let me zoom in a little bit more. On this character sheet, skills that require training to use are marked by these crosses. So, to use another example, I require training in the medicine skill to make a medicine check. Our barbarian wouldn't know how to use a computer. Exactly. Exactly. Or to put it even more bluntly, a person who is not trained on how to use a computer in a proficient manner could not, let's say, look up a piece of information in a server. Look up specific files in a server. Computer skill implies skill with computer as opposed to just standard using a computer. Because everybody can use a computer, but it's an entirely different thing to get computers to do something for you. You know what I mean? A person, the best way I can describe it, the best way I can describe the difference is video games. Okay? You do not need a computer skill to play a video game. You do need to attempt a computer's check to be particularly skilled at a video game, and you need to make a very high computer's check in order to make a video game. Does that make some degree of sense? Like, there are some things you can do trained, and there are some things you can do untrained, but specifically skills that require training, you cannot attempt unless you have ranks in it. And the only one that's weird to me on this list is Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand is a really weird one. But I guess it's supposed to prevent everybody from being a pickpocket.
Yeah.
And you can just circumvent that by just everybody taking at least one rank in Sleight of Hand, let's be honest. But anyway. Where were we?
Feats.
Feet, right. Boy, there's a lot. Boy, there's a lot. Boy, there's a fucking lot. Boy,
so fucking many.
There's so fucking many. Holy fuck, look at them all. So, for anyone else who's getting overwhelmed by this massive fucking list of bullshit, feats are not nearly as complex as they are in 5th edition. Because they had to try and balance feats to make it... Excuse me. In 5th edition, they had to try and balance feats so that they could not be used... Or, I'm sorry, so it had to be a viable trade-off for taking an ASI. We don't have that problem in this game. This game will hand out feats like fucking candy. If you play a soldier, you're basically getting a feat every level.
For this Pathfinder, the problem would be even worse because there's class feats, racial feats, and skill feats.
Correct. Correct. Those are all individual feats. And we'll get around to that. That'll be probably next week. Because I still need to read that rulebook. By rulebook, I mean this website. But effectively, you can just look at these feats. Yeah, you can just look at the feats, and it's incredibly clear-cut on what it can do. And I like that it's actually in a table format. And what's more is, there are compounding feats. There are feats that require other feats before you can take them. Like, you'll see we have a prerequisite here. Like, if you don't have the prerequisite, you can't take the feat. So, for example, advanced melee weapon proficiency, which is just a different type of weapon. You have to be proficient in basic melee weapons first before you can take this. Or all hands on deck, which requires you to have 4 arms or more. I'm going to open this one up, actually, because it just says many hands make light work. But it does give a very small amount of detail on what you can do. And it basically means you get a bonus requiring on anything regarding an athletics check. They are very simple feats, and it's a part of the reason why they're so numerous. Now, this can be taken two ways. This can mean it is more work for the player to try and make a viable character. However, it also allows for much deeper customization for your fucking characters. Like, holy fucking shit, so much deeper customization. So, I am thinking of which characters both what I am playing and what you are playing. Or making, I should say, if we're not really going to be playing these guys. I was looking for dual wielding and I don't think it's a thing. Because dual wielding is not actively... Well, Han doesn't dual wield, does he? I don't know why it immediately popped in my head where I thought he was a dual wield. He doesn't dual wield. He just has his good times lance, or whatever the fuck that thing is called.
He has the one pistol, and that's it.
He has the one pistol.
Sometimes he has a laser rifle when he's disguised as a stormtrooper.
Indeed. I'll take intercession work to make a character viable, then in-session work to get the character work well. Exactly. Hey, Artie, welcome to this shit. We are learning Starfinder. And by learning, I mean I'm pretty much teaching Starfinder, because I am familiar with this. Would have been here sooner, but my new laptop got here like 5 hours before I expected to. Nice.
I am thinking of taking Memorable Coercer, which requires 1 rank in Intimidate.
Okay. I assume you took a rank in Intimidate?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I have to look at a very different thing.
I think I did. Back to the autofill sheet. No, I did not. Never mind.
So because we're making Starfinder characters in Tabletop Simulator, we're making Starfinder characters, and because I said stick to a science fantasy setting, Draco's building Han Solo, and I am building Tanya the Evil.
Instead of Memorable Coercer, because I do not actually have the point in Intimidate, because I realized that Han Solo is mostly shit at intimidation.
Yeah, that's true.
I decided to take Kip Up, which lets me get up from prone faster.
Yes. And I am going to take long arm proficiency. Hello? Move? Thank you. Han Solo acts / RPs like he has good charisma, but it's actually bad. I mean, that's one way to look at it. So, to no one's great surprise, because I'm playing Tanya, who does not use a pistol at any point, but is a spellcaster. Well, a couple points she uses a pistol. Her primary weapon is that one rifle. So I need to make sure she could use that one rifle. So I'm giving her long arm proficiency. Now, because we're also level 1 characters, we get another feat. Yes. At first level, you immediately get a feat. You get a feat for being human. You get this game pukes feats at you.
I don't think Envoy does get a feat at level 1.
Envoy does not get a feat. No, every character gets a feat at level 1.
Oh, regardless of class.
Regardless of class, every character gets a feat at level 1. Human gets a bonus feat. Soldier gets a bonus feat. And that's it. Because Soldier is your fighter equivalent. And fighter has to have more feats.
Well, time to look at other fucking feats. I'm not sure if Han Solo is particularly mobile.
Okay, wait. I'm familiar with that ability. Where is it? Mobility.
Yeah. +4 bonus to AC against attacks of opportunity from movement.
That is actually very useful because you're a ranged character.
Yeah. Mobility it is.
And it just requires a dexterity of 13 to take it. And you know what?
Which
I'm gonna
I
take
have.
this. I'm gonna take the same fucking thing. I'm gonna take the same fucking thing.
I have a dexterity of 14.
So I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go to my other abilities because it's a feature that I'm taking. I'm taking mobility.
There's a Mystic Strike ability that makes your melee and ranged attacks count as magic.
There is. Where is that? There it is. But it requires
it's
an
not too
ability.
far under.
It requires the ability to cast spells,
Indeed.
which is weird. All right, so I'm also going to open up my notebook, and I'm going to... don't delete my notebook. That's the rules book. I want the white notebook. Thank you.
Opening volley. What is that?
Uh,
it requires I get into melee.
right.
I was just like, damn. A +2 bonus to melee attack roll against whoever I hit with a ranged attack? That could be nice.
Yeah, so if
then I
you're
realized it was only me.
so if you're playing a fucking Kirito build from Gun Gale Online, opening volley is very viable. Because you could shoot somebody and then just move in and hit them. Not in the same turn, obviously.
If I remember correctly, that's the type of thing Artie would be looking for, because I believe he expressed interest in a sword and gun build.
Yeah, that was something Artie was interested in. And this game is very... Again, this game has a lot of customization. This game has so much customization for just goofy shit. Alright.
I love goofy shit.
Well, yeah, there's just a lot of feats, and a lot of them don't give you additional stuff, or gives you minor stuff, or has very specific restrictions. Or maybe an equally nimble dual wielder. Well, I haven't gotten to why dual wielding doesn't work so good. Wonder how Twig would feel in a system like this. Twig would be interesting because there's not really a ranger, and there's not really a druid, but you can be an android. I believe the closest equivalent to druid in this game, it would be the mystic, and mystic has several sub classes that you can pick, and I think one of them is Xeno-druid. I'm gonna look just to make sure I'm not talking out of my butt. I'm pretty sure one of the things that Mystic gets is Xeno-druid. Archetypes. Nope, that's altered stuff. I don't want altered stuff. Connection. You have a mysterious connection with some force that grants you magical powers. Yeah. Where's the list? Where's the list of connections? Why can't I find it? Connections. Here it is. Akashic, Arcane, Crusader, Delusion, Devastator, Dreamer, Empath, First World. And there's a reason this is called First World. Oh, no, sorry. I'm confused with something else. This is a Fey realm. Flamewalker, Gene Turge, Glitch Ghost, Healer, Mindbreaker. Mindbreaker's kind of fucking broken. Let me see if the one I was thinking of is still here. Xeno-druid. Literally Xeno-druid. Which is just the fucking coolest. So yeah, Mystic, they took the abilities from Cleric and Druid and just kind of mixed them into one class that fits really well with the setting. But also gave you the ability to pull from other settings. Egg Cloud? I don't know where you saw Egg Cloud. I'm not gonna lie. Is this a spell?
Sounds like it would be a spell.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting under Xenodruid. Oh, okay. Let me go back and look down at Xenodruid then. Xenodruid, yeah, fog cloud, not egg cloud, fog cloud.
I will say your capture is a bit blurry.
My capture is probably a little blurry. See if I can zoom this in a bit. That's better. So on top of that, because I'm playing as a spellcaster, I get bonus spells. I get bonus spells. Depending on my level and on my intelligence score, I get additional spells. Now, does that mean I get additional known spells or spell slots? Slots. Alright, so I get bonus spell slots. Let's just reflavor to fog to egg. It's fine. That's a lot of tables. To be fair, I'm looking at classes. And this is specifically a spellcaster class. Would any? Where's my character sheet? There it is. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So I get one additional spell slot. So in addition... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Spells known. Here we go. I know 2 first levels and 0 first and zeros. Yeah. But I can cast 3 plus the spell I get from my spell cache. Which just gives me a free spell that I know. Spellcasting's great. I love spellcasting in this game. Also, you guys may have noticed, anyone that's played spellcaster before, there are only 6 levels of spells. Which is very different from what we are used to in D&D editions. There are only 6 levels of spells.
6 level spells, aka the level of spells we're 1 level away from getting in Science Fangs.
Right. So naturally the scaling here is very, very different. In this game, you don't get 6 level spells, and I'm a full caster. You don't get 6 level spells until 16th level.
Father, I crave eggs.
You know what, Mimi? I also crave eggs. We're just going to move right along from that. I believe there's something else we also missed. We missed our speed.
I haven't found that.
Yeah, I haven't found that either.
Might be under... like, further under races? I don't know where that is.
I thought it would be under race 2, but I'm not seeing it.
You know what?
Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there is no race in this game that can move slower than the standard, which I'm pretty sure is 30 feet.
Oh yeah, it's in step 9 where we find speed.
Oh, it is in step 9? Which we
Yeah.
haven't gotten to yet because we were still messing around with feats?
Yep.
Okay. Where did you see speed? There it is. Yeah, everyone has 30 feet. Unless equipment prevents it. Yeah, we should stick to the process. Buy equipment. I love buying equipment. What is the point of building a character if you can't buy your own fucking arsenal? Where the fuck is money?
Credits.
There it is.
We have $1,000 to spend.
Well, dollars is a bit much. Is speed tied to equipment? Yes, speed is tied to equipment. Now, equipment. Oh boy.
Just open the equipment page.
Yeah, let me just open the equipment tab. There's a lot. So, starting off is credits. Fortunately, all currency is stored on effectively a USB drive, which is called a cred stick. And it makes it a lot easier to loot other people's cred sticks, because you could just kill them and take their USB drive. And as long as you're carrying the cred stick, you can just load them onto either your own cred stick or whatever the fuck you want to do, so long as you're in a position to do so. So yeah, credits are a very easy to move around system.
There once was a man named Gold Roger, who
Fucking-
was king of the pirates.
God damn
He
it!
had fame, power,
What?
and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows.
Mimi's
damn
giving
it,
me the
Val.
opening to
Final
One
words to
Piece.
link my fortune is.
God damn it, Tao.
Tao has broken the floodgate. The One Piece is real. So,
One Piece? Anyways.
I just want to point out to the chat, what I just clicked on is the listing for fucking shields. Shields!
The One Piece is real.
These are all the shields available in the game from multiple sources. Now, before anyone gets too fucking overwhelmed, remember when we were talking about item levels?
Oh, joy.
Yes. So, much like ranks, you cannot use an item that is a higher level than yourself. So regardless that I have the credits to, and I'm going to look at guns.
So a level 1 character can at best get a tactical shield or a riot shield.
Correct. Long arms, hello? Work?
Long arms.
My page is frozen up, I think. I hope I didn't lose internet again.
No, you haven't. I can still hear you.
Okay. Yeah, my stuff is not working correct. There we go. Okay, long arms. So, despite the fact that I can... Okay, I'm going to sort these by level. Unfortunately, you can click on the justification, the category you want to list them in, and it will list them accordingly. Or should, if I can get the fucking page to work. The page is really fighting me.
The page is fighting me, too.
Okay. So, even though with 1,000 credits, I can afford... Let me see if I can find a level 3 that's cheap. There we go. I can afford a level 3 flare rifle. I can't equip it. Even though I can afford a level 2 cinder rifle or a Nova rifle or anything of that sort, I can't use it.
Just buy an arc emitter.
Pretty much. I can, however, purchase this level 1 hunting rifle. Which is what I want. I want a projectile weapon. And that's going to cost me 240 credits. So we'll go in here. We'll take off 240 credits. And I will add 1 hunting rifle. Oh, actually, we go under my weapons because I plan to equip this. Can we talk about the shout rifle? I did not see a shout rifle. We will get around to that. Hunting rifle. It is a level 1 weapon. It does, I believe,
I'm sorry, is there a level 1 weapon just called a Cestus pistol and it's just a brass knuckle gun?
I don't think it's specifically a... It has the sonic tag. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, the shout rifle, which is a sonic rifle. So yeah. This is a different category of weapon. Weapons are sorted into categories dependent entirely on whether or not they actually perform their own type of damage, or whether or not they are a carrier for performing damage, such as a needler rifle, for example. Let's see. My hunting rifle does 1d8 piercing. Crit conditions. And most weapons have a critical added effect. My hunting rifle does not. And fortunately with this page, if there is a critical effect, if you land a critical hit with the weapon, you get the bonus effect. Just straight up. It can hold 6 rounds.
Trying to find what small arm might work for Han Solo's pistol.
An azimuth laser pistol.
Okay.
Just
Well,
immediately off the top of my head, an azimuth laser pistol.
Well, that is not a level 1 weapon, so...
Is it not?
No.
There should be.
It's not a level 1 small arm.
It should be. Well, there should be a laser. There should be some sort of laser pistol. Let me finish. Let me finish typing out my long rifle, and I'll come back to you.
Okay.
The range on it is 90 feet. The type is long arm. And special conditions is that it has none. Oh, okay. Cuts off. Special condition is that it is an analog. And it has a bulk of 1. Now, don't know if you guys are catching on to that. Bulk. Not weight.
Bulk.
Bulk. So much easier to keep fucking track of. Bulk is so much easier to keep track of than weight. And I will show it. Analog, does that mean it can't be, like, disabled via some sort of effect? That is one way of looking at it. Let me open up analog, and I'll show you what it is. This weapon does not use any advanced electronics, computer systems, or electrical power sources, so it is immune to abilities that target technology. While this use of the word analog isn't technically correct when referring to technology, use of the term in this way became common throughout the Pact Worlds. Because of yield and gunpowder. Effectively, yes. Because this is not a weapon that uses technological advances, it cannot be targeted by abilities or effects that would damage technology.
Okay, I found the azimuth laser pistol. I thought it was listed by level at default, but it's not.
No, it's listed by category at default.
Yeah.
So you have to look for, I think, laser. Yeah.
Laser pistol azimuth.
Yep.
Which is a 1d4... Is that force damage?
Fire damage.
Oh, fire damage.
Yeah.
There's a flame gun called the Mercy pistol, and it can deal non-lethal.
Mercy my ass. Illuminator Mercy pistol. Oh, odd that that's not Starfinder Society legal. I wonder why it isn't.
This is laser pistol.
1d4 seems a little small for Han Solo. There is a reason why that pistol only does 1d4 damage.
It's a level 1 weapon.
No.
Oh.
I will explain this shortly. Because let's point out
now on the page itself.
Let's point out your pistol is more expensive than my rifle, despite the fact that my rifle does more damage.
Mine burns on critical hit.
Yours does burn on critical hit. That's not the reason though. Yours also has 20 charges per battery loaded into it, and it is a light load weapon. Or light bulk weapon.
It is a light bulk weapon. I still don't know what that means just yet.
I will explain that. Because that is entirely for carry capacity.
Charges usage.
So your carrying capacity is based entirely on your strength score. And you can carry an amount of bulk equal to, I believe it is half. Yeah. If you can carry without penalties an amount of bulk equal to half of your strength score. So in your case, that's 5. So you can carry up to 5 bulk. 10
And
light items make up 1 bulk.
Oh.
10 light items make up 1 bulk.
So I can carry 50 of these laser pistols.
You can carry up to 50 laser pistols and nothing else. Not armor, not clothing, just 50 laser pistols.
I have become the Vishnu of laser pistols.
Indeed.
And then no special tags, so... Alright. And then that was... How many credits was this again? 350.
Yep.
Laser pistol fucking expensive.
Yeah, laser pistol is a little on the expensive side. I'm still confused on
Yeah,
how it is better than the
cool.
other light... is better other than lightweight. That is not what makes the difference. Because the next thing we're going to purchase is armor.
Oh, right.
Let's
there
go
are
to
two
armor.
different armor classes.
There are 2 different armor classes in this game.
Kinetic and energy.
Kinetic and energy. So, the difference is there are not nearly as many armors, and you're looking at the same list I am. Chat. Well, you too,
Are you
Drago,
on
actually.
light armor?
Yeah.
Are you on light armor?
Yeah, I can only wear light armor.
I can also only wear light armor.
Yeah. Generally speaking, kinetic armor will protect better against kinetic than it will against energy. Just pretty much universally, it will protect against kinetic better than it will against energy. So, while energy weapons... Did that shit skin? Probably not. So, even though kinetic weapons... Even though kinetic weapons generally do more damage, energy weapons are easier to land hits with. And that's why energy weapons, despite being more expensive, don't do as much damage as kinetic weapons. Because it is easier to get around their protection. So I am going to purchase... I'm going to keep this cheap. I'm going to get a... Because we're both pretty dexterous characters. We don't need a lot of AC. I'm just going to grab a suit of second skin because it's only $250.
If I'm trying to replicate the look of Han Solo, I might just get the station wear flight suit.
Well, there's a reason why I say second skin. Second skin is actually a type of under armor that can be hidden underneath clothing.
Oh, fair enough. In that case, yeah.
Yeah.
Second skin.
And is considered light bulk.
Level 1. It is...
So, where is my armor? There it is. Fuck.
Upgrade slots 1.
Upgrade slots 1.
So for the armor class bonuses, you would put it in EAC, KAC, and Dex.
For the armor class bonuses, you would put in... sorry, hang on. Sorry. Technically, yes. But give me a moment here. So for second skin, I'm still filling out the block down here at the bottom. So my EAC is +1 from the second skin. KAC is
Yeah, that's what
+2.
I'm referring to.
Yeah, okay. Dex is 5. What is ACP? Armor check penalty. Non-existent, because it's light armor. Type is light. Capacity and usage is not a thing, because it doesn't use those. Upgrade slots, it has 1 upgrade slot that we're not going to use.
Type.
Type is light. And the rest of the stuff doesn't matter, because that is specifically for...
Bulkier armors.
powered armor. Or mech suits.
Well, we do have 1 upgrade slot. Where would I put that? Just under upgrades?
There is the small little section next to capacity usage for some reason, in which there is a upgrades listing. I just put 1 there. And then you have the individual upgrade slots. You can actually write down what your upgrade is. But those cost money, and we're not going to do that.
Yeah. So I have spent a total of 600 credits so far.
Yeah, I spent, I think that's 510 for me. No, 490. Which is a lot. On our actual sheet, We have our KAC and EAC. So regardless, to both of these, you will add your dexterity.
Okay, so our KAC, at least mine, would be 13?
KAC is kinetic. So it would be
Yeah.
dex plus the bonus from the suit. So in your case,
Oh,
we
it
have
would
the,
be
we have the
14.
same dexterity too. So yeah, 14. And EAC would
And
be
then
13. Yep.
Okay.
We both have a 2
it-
initiative. And then the
That's
defense
good.
against
Combat maneuvers.
combat maneuvers, which I have over here, is somewhere 8 plus whatever your KAC is.
8 plus KAC.
Yeah, so 22.
22.
And this is not a roll. This is a DC thing. Because generally, it'd be someone doing a combat maneuver attempting against your armor. In my time when I was playing this game, I have not ever used fucking combat maneuvers. So I couldn't tell you how they work. But it's important to keep that information on hand. Okay. And that is that. Now we can go back to equipment and look at what else do we want. And I think an easy one on the list is probably some extra ammunition.
Yeah.
Just probably some extra ammunition would be a good idea. So it'd be under weapons and then ammunition underneath that. For you specifically, you have to get batteries.
Indeed. I need charges.
You need charges, which is carried through batteries.
Okay.
I can't find batteries. There it is. Standard battery, which will hold 20 charges.
So we don't start with batteries or ammo, do we?
You
when
start.
We buy the gun?
My justification is when you buy the weapon, you get enough for one load,
Okay.
which in my case is 6 bullets. Yeah. I'm going to spend 150 credits on 50 rounds.
I am just going to get 3 more, so I'm going to spend 180. I have no idea where I would put this. I'll just put it in equipment, I guess. And then that would be 80 charts. And then alright. Then I have 1,000 minus 220 credits left.
There we go. And I have 75 long gun rounds.
And then standard batteries have a what's the word I'm looking for? Weighs nothing. Not even light.
Yeah. No, ammo doesn't count as light either. Well, actually, that's not true. 1 box of ammo counts as light, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure I also need to get my hands on a battery. I'm going to double check. Because at... no, I don't get these yet. That's a 2nd level ability that I get.
I wish this table was bigger.
Yeah, unfortunately, this table basically came with this sheet. So, what I can do in the future, if we decide to play this tabletop simulator, you can save these individual sheets, or rather the host can save the individual sheets, and then just upload them into whatever table you want to use them on.
No, Tao, the problem is the table's too small for the sheets.
The table is too small for the sheet. And keep in mind, I had to shrink the sheet so that so that they would fit on the table real good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, so that is... Yeah, I was going to see about getting a battery for myself as well, but I don't get the ability that I'm thinking of for that until second level.
Later.
Literally second level.
Where would I look for grenade? Right
Under
there,
weapons.
under grenade.
Listed under grenades.
Under grenade.
Yeah. I'm going to look at a computer.
If I'm going to, I may as well just spend what left I have on concussion grenades.
And I think I just want a tier 1 computer.
Actually, no, frag grenades. That works.
No, I don't. Technological items. Here we go. And I want to sort by level, because I can still only have level 1 items. Signal jammer, not interested. Not interested in cable line. Personal comm unit, yes. 7 credits. Wrong thing. Med patch, basic med kit. I'm not trained in medicine, so I wouldn't know how to use those. Message slime, I don't know what that is. Breakaway Aegis, I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Detonator, not interested. Fire extinguisher, gecko gloves, habitat box, laser drill, medical inhaler, radiation badge, scuba gear, emergency raft.
Scuba.
That seems a little weird. Grenade scrambler, that's interesting. Hover chairs.
Where would I
Just gonna
look
show me
for
the
stuff
page.
like medkits?
It is
Other
under tech items.
Oh, tech items.
Video camera, a basic strategy game. I cannot afford a camera. Toolkit. I'm going to open that up, see if a toolkit is what I think it is. Because I would like to have a toolkit. Specialized tools and devices not worth purchasing individually, but which a collection are required for a given task, provide a circumstance bonus to certain skill checks. I see. So a toolkit is specific to a skill. And I don't think I took engineering. Did I take engineering? I did take engineering. Okay, so I want an engineer's toolkit. An engineer's kit, if you will. Which is 20 credits. Works for me. Portable light. Flashlight. Yep. I'll definitely want one of those. Because it's 1 credit. Keep losing track of where I am. There we go. Nope, not what I wanted.
Flashlight? Is that also under technological items?
That is under technological items, yes. It is under portable light.
Okay. Portable light, flashlight.
And then that is as far as my levels go on that regard. Has anyone seen the anime scene of the guy slamming the girl's face into the train as it passes? I have not. Unless you're talking about Invincible. And then for stuff like survival gear, personal goods, you'll want to look under other items. And there are personal items listed underneath there.
Flashlight has a capacity of 10.
Backpack. Consumer backpack. 3 gold. 3 credits. Gold. Fuck me. Anyway, I just asked because I had an intrusive thought of just dragging Draco's face against your abs like a cheese grater.
But why, though?
Oh, god damn it.
Why?
Why not?
Okay. Let's see. Flashlight. I got my med kit. I got my 3 frag grenades.
Uniform clothing. For another 5 credits. Intrusive thoughts have no whys. That's fair.
Where would I go for clothing?
In other items. And then there's a subtype in other items that is listed as personal items.
Okay. And I assume that includes the backpack?
Yeah, backpack is in there too. Bedroll, binoculars, stuff like that.
Okay. A hollow tat?
Yeah.
Not a safety helmet. Han Solo never uses those.
Okay, and I think that's enough there for us to move on. Once you figure out what you want to do there, but that's enough there for us to be able to viably move on.
Humor, which has a bulk of 1.
Pretty sure with all my stuff, I only have a bulk of 2 right now.
I have a bulk of 2.6 because I got a basic med kit.
Don't count points.
I'm not really. I'm just. It's there because 10 light equals 1. It's there for my own.
Yeah.
Keeping track of.
I'm just thinking armor, 2 boxes of ammo. Oh, I put 50 instead of. I put 75 instead of 50. There's only supposed to be 50 extra rounds. I got 2 boxes of ammo. I got my comm unit, which is light. My engineer's kit, which is light. Flashlight, which is light. My backpack, which I don't think counts. And then my uniform, which is light.
Backpack is 3 credits.
So I'm just rounding
And
up.
then travel. Then light or travel clothing is 10 credits. Intriguing. Alright. I am missing food, but other than that,
We'll be in space. We'll be fine. So, character alignment. Not difficult for my character. She's lawful evil.
Han Solo is chaotic good at best.
Chaotic good at best. The chaotic good is actually the best way to put Solo. Speed is 30 feet. Doesn't change regardless. Female. I'm not going to bother putting a homeworld. Because homeworld is depending on setting. And honestly,
I don't think Han Solo's homeworld has ever been disclosed anyways.
Unless it was in that movie that flopped.
Yeah.
That flopped for almost no good reason, honestly. Just people didn't want Disney Star Wars movies anymore. From what I understand, Han Solo wasn't a bad movie. Just didn't do well.
Made some questionable choices, like making it so the Millennium Falcon was piloted by an AI the whole time.
That's stupid.
Yeah. It's like AI
Solo is from
plus
Corellia.
Han
Apparently. According to Tao, Solo is from Corellia.
I will trust Tao on this.
Yeah. Attack bonuses, which our strength is 10, and neither of us starts with a base attack bonus, I'm pretty sure, based on our class. because neither one of us are combat classes.
Correct.
So it's just range bonus to your dex. And
Plus
that's it.
2.
Yep, +2. Carry capacity, we figured that out already. It's half of your strength.
Yep.
Um,
Is there a specific thing for carry capacity on here?
on where? Yes, it's under your equipment.
Under equipment. Carry capacity unencumbered 5.
Yep. Initiative modifier, which is just your dexterity modifier, plus anything we may have gotten from feats or other abilities. Languages, we're going to ignore that because, again, that's setting specific. And for the most part, it's just how many alien languages can you speak. Again, depending on the setting. You automatically...
Universal language.
You automatically get... you automatically get common, and you get a bonus language per intelligence modifier. So
2 for us.
yeah, 2 for you, 3 for me.
Okay.
And there's a list of languages. Resolve points. You get a number of resolve points equal to 1 plus the ability score modifier for your key ability, which in your case is charisma, because you're an envoy. For me is intelligence, and we figured that out earlier. And the actual resolve point system is equal to, starting at 4th level, equal to 1/2 your character's level rounded down. In placement of that 1. Anyway. Saving throws. Saving throws are determined by your class. We figured that out earlier.
I did not. Hold on a moment.
Okay, so if you want to pull up Envoy.
There we go. I was getting overloaded with tabs, so I closed them.
If you like, I'll pull it up on my screen. Because I got everything. I got everything I need from Technomancer. Okay. So, big thing. Big thing. There are only 3 saves.
Indeed. Okay.
We don't have to deal with each ability score having its own save, which was, in my opinion, fucking pointless in 5e.
Yeah, considering barely anything ever made like intelligence or charisma saves.
Barely anything made intelligence saves or strength saves. Those were the 2 least used saves out of the entire set. Strength is only good for resisting actual grapples, which at that point you're just using athletics, or telekinesis. That's it. That's the only things strength was generally used as a saving throw for. Intelligence saves was almost exclusively used to prevent psychic damage and nothing else.
Yep.
Psychic damage and
mind flare, in which it was
yeah, psychic damage or feeble mind was the only thing that intelligence saves did anything against. So it made no point to have them. So effectively, 90% of the spells in 5e used either dexterity, constitution, wisdom, or charisma saving throws. And there's a lot that protects against charisma, to be fair. But you can roll wisdom and charisma together and turn it into a will save. And that's what they did here. All your constitution saves are basically fortitude saves. In they go. All your dexterity saves are reflex saves. In they go. Everything else just fucking fits. And dependent on your class, all of your saves level up. This is another reason why 5e's save system fucking sucks. In 5e, if you're not proficient, if you're playing a high-level character and you're not proficient in a certain save, fuck you. You're done. You're done. You have no fucking chance.
God forbid you have a negative in that stat.
God forbid you have a negative in that stat, because you basically have a minimal percentage of a chance of fucking succeeding.
Hello, Mind Flare. I am the barbarian with a 2 intelligence. I guess I'm just fucked.
Pretty much. Or if you want to take things to an even more absurd level, I am a tanky boy with negative dex, and that is an epic level dragon. I'm fucked.
Just have fire.
Because that breath weapon is just gonna fuck me.
Just have shield master forehead.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's so much power gaming you have to do in 5e to make sure that you just don't get one shot by something that is going to destroy you. In this game, If you level up, your bad saves still get better.
Yep. For me, my bad save is Fortitude.
For you, your bad save is Fortitude, which means you get a +2 reflex and a +2 will save, which is good.
Yep.
Because that means those are going to level up pretty consistently. My only good save is will.
Oh.
That's fine. I'm a spellcaster. I have other ways of dealing with problems. Namely in 30-6.
I also have other ways to deal with problems. Namely, this gun I found.
Ah, big stretch. So, yeah, saves is great. The save system in this game is fucking great. Size is determined based on your race. We're medium because we're human. Speed is 30 feet unless equipment fucks with it.
Retards will not.
And at the very bottom, we get to another fun thing.
The Starship.
Starship. The one thing that everyone who heard about Starfinder was incredibly excited about.
There's also deity. I put down the Force doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. As a party, you have a starship. Guess what we're going to do right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me scroll up to Starship. Is that under vehicles?
It is under vehicles.
Okay.
And there is a starship section. Now, unfortunately... Oh, actually, hang on. I might be able to pull it up under the rules. Let me look under rules first. Because if it's under rules, that'll make this a lot easier. Starships. Yep. Building starships. That's what we want. That's what we're here for. Building starships. So. Can I do it like this? No, but it'll get me close enough. Because I need to be able to come over here and actually look at stuff. So, you can build a starship, and this is a party thing that everyone has. Everyone has the ability to build a starship. I'm also going to look under equipment, or I'm sorry, vehicles, and pull up the starship section on that too.
Trying to move both of these sheets at the same time so we can move the starship sheet to somewhere that isn't.
Yeah. I'm closing all my other tabs right now because we don't need those. Okay. So.
Won't remember how to pick up multiple things at once.
We're going to look at the starship character sheet, which is right up here, actually. This is our starship character sheet.
It's there. It's a bit broken on my end.
Is it a bit broken on your end?
Yeah, nothing a quick copy paste won't fix.
Yep, clone.
There it is.
There it is.
It's just...
Alright.
I was just gonna move it down.
Oh, that'll work, yeah.
Since I moved my shit out of the way.
So, the first thing we need to determine is... we need to determine everything on this fucking sheet. Because there's a lot of information here and not a lot of it makes sense. Right?
Let's start with the very beginning, the name and the tier.
Name and the tier. So, name is very obvious. It is the name of our starship. However, the tier is its power level. The tier is determined by the average party level. So, because we are level 1, it is level 1. Is that how you spell millennium?
No, it's not. I don't fucking remember.
I'm pretty sure that's an I, isn't it?
There, that looks more correct.
It looks better. I don't know, but you know. Size, category, and frame. This is the overall size of the vessel. And a starship size provides a modifier to its armor and target lock, which we'll get to. It also notes the base frame of the starship. We'll get to that. Speed. This is the number of hexes a starship can move, and that its pilot can move using the pilot action. Yeah, okay. So speed is not determined by feet, Because how the fuck do you adequately determine that in Starship Combat? Instead, it's just labeled by boxes. How many spaces can your ship move? Maneuverability. This is a 5 levels kind of thing. Maneuverability is either clumsy, poor, average, good, or perfect. And it determines how easily you, or how many spaces you have to move before you can turn your ship.
Get ready for the backflips.
Sort of. Drift. Now, this is something I am very interested in. How does interplanetary travel work? In this system, in this setting, it is called drift. And the way drift works is you're basically going to transport the entirety of your ship into the Feywild. Into the Feywild. It is the spatial equivalent of the Feywild, and I refuse to call it anything else. Because you're transporting through this particular space, it putzes with time a little bit. It putzes with time and distance a little bit. So regardless as to how far away something is, there's always a chance that it will take less time or more time to get there. So like the realm from Warhammer? Possibly. I'm not familiar with Warhammer's lore all that much. So effective, and we'll get to how drift works a little bit later. But the drift rating is... how long does it take a starship to travel to a location through the drift? And the roll, and if there is a drift rating in that box,
I'd roll by that number.
you divide by that number.
And if the entry is absent, the ship cannot travel into the drift.
Correct. Armor class, obvious enough. Target lock. Kind of like armor class, however, this is more as a defensive countermeasure for lock-on weapons. Heat-seeking missiles and the like.
So it's defensive countermeasures and armor, plus the pilot's number of ranks in the piloting skill.
Right. Because armor class is... The best way I can put this is armor class is for aimed weapons. Target lock is for guided weapons. You can still dodge guided weapons. Hull points. Hit points. Easy enough. Damage threshold.
I am keenly aware of this one with the vehicle in D&D.
Damage threshold?
Yep.
What is your definition of it then?
Basically, if the amount of damage is under that threshold, it just does nothing.
That is correct. If an amount of damage is dealt to the vehicle in this place that is underneath the damage threshold, you effectively take no damage.
Yeah. It was most prolific in Descent into Avernus with the Hell vehicles.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, my party got their hands on one that was like, if it didn't deal at least 25 damage, they took no damage.
Critical threshold. This is very different.
Oh boy.
So this is how you determine that your ship is getting fucked up. Your critical threshold is actually a percentage, a fraction would be a better way to put it. A fraction of your ship's total hull points. Every time you cross a multiple of that threshold, you take another critical damage to one of your systems. And this can result in perhaps you have less movement. Perhaps you don't have as much shields. Perhaps your shields get shut down. Maybe your weapons don't operate as they should. If you look on the sheet, and I believe down here at the bottom, Yeah, critical damage.
Ah, okay.
Glitching, malfunctioning, and wrecked. It will gain one of these every time we reach a critical threshold, or if a critical hit is dealt. And then a percentile
This
die
is
is
a-
determined to determine where it goes.
Okay.
Shields. Shields are shields. Not hard to figure out. Now, you'll notice that a lot of this up here, a lot of the stuff up here, is not as clear-cut as it seems. Let's assume we have 60 shield points, because our shield generator issues 60 points. You can move the shield rating around as you see fit. And if you have a science officer on board, they can also redistribute shields or even shields out to either to better protect areas that have already lost shields.
Like mid-combat?
This is actually one of the roles in mid-combat, yes.
Oh.
Attacks, fucking guns on the ship, not hard to figure out. Mounts, more specifically, the actual guns on the ship.
Our core.
Power core, how much energy is on the ship? Yeah, how much PCU, power core units, is produced on the ship, which will determine what we can and cannot put on it. Drift engine, this is just the engine itself. Not important. It'll determine our drift rating and so on and so forth. Systems. Upgrades. Computer systems, shield systems. This is a breakdown of what our individual weapons actually are. Or, I'm sorry, our individual systems actually are. Expansion bays. Upgrades. But stuff for our crew members who actually use when not in combat. For example, and I know this exists in the game, a Star Trek holodeck is an expansion bay, as is additional bedrooms, a cargo hold, anything that has an expansion bay slot and is not being used for an expansion is a cargo hold by default. Modifiers. This is a list of any bonuses or penalties to any skill checks during Starship combat. Minimum and maximum crew, which is not listed on the sheet, but every ship type has a minimum and maximum crew. How many people it can be manned by at bare minimum, and how many people it can hold at capacity. Complement lists the crew members in that ship.
Ah, so right here under...
Right.
Oh, no, here.
Well, this is crew. Complement is everyone on board. Crew is who is taking what role.
Okay. I don't see complement on here, so...
It's not on here, no. That would be on the proper out-of-the-book character sheet, which I have not sent you.
Crew.
Any special abilities, and then a cost, which is how many build points it costs for us to have the ship. So, we're going to build a starship. And I think we're going to stick with the basics. You already put the name down.
Yep.
We're going to build it as close to accurate. Well, not accurate. We're going to build it as closely as we can. Because there's a lot of limitations, especially at low level. So I'm going to open up the little bottom right-hand notes section here. Assuming I can do this. There we go. I can't tell if that worked or not. It did. Okay. So in the bottom right-hand of Tabletop Sim, I've put 55. In the little notes pocket we have down there.
Oh, okay. Edit note.
Yeah. I put 55. That is how many build points we have for a Tier 1 starship.
Tier 1.
Yep. So, determine the character's average party level by adding together character levels and dividing by the number of characters. This is obvious. And then, once you know the tier of the ship, we can consult a different table to
where'd you go for that?
scroll down. It's under building a starship on that page.
Okay.
Yeah. There's just a nice big table down there.
Conceptualize.
Yes. We know what we're looking for. Once you know the tiered ship, consult table 9.1 starship-based statistics. To determine the number of build points you can spend to create the starship, we have done that. Note that a starship receives a boost to its hull points equal to its HP increment at tiers 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. We're not going to worry about that here because we're not any of those.
Select a frame.
Select a frame. Each starship is built upon one of a variety of frames that determine its size, maneuverability, crew complement, weapon mounts, and other basic statistics. Each frame costs a certain number of build points, and that is not going to be on this page. That is going to be over on
Base frames.
Base frames. So, we are clearly looking for a vehicle that would as closely represent the Falcon as we possibly can. So, it needs to be able to, have a drift drive, or it needs to be capable of a drift drive.
How would you find that?
So, basically, just looking through the base
drift.
frames.
DT, I see it.
DT, yeah. We're looking for something that has a DT. May I ask how you will pick players for your new campaign after the Science Fangs? I don't know yet. I do know I still want to keep the number limited. I'm pretty sure 6 is going to be my hard limit.
Let's see.
Or at least at the table at one time.
The very first one is going to be a bulk freighter, but I don't think that fits.
Let me find bulk freighter.
Yeah, it's got a poor maneuverability.
I see a heavy freighter. I don't see bulk freighter. There it is, bulk freighter.
Yeah, it's right under the vermolith.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge. We're not going to be able to get away with a huge. Huge is way too big. Like, yeah. the designations for the Star Trek, for the Star Wars vehicles is actually really fucking inaccurate.
Yeah.
They call a lot of vehicles freighters that aren't actually capable of shipping large amounts of freight.
Unfortunately, every vehicle with a drift, a DT, is huge or bigger.
Oh, that shouldn't be accurate. Why does this not have a DT? I've always used this, but previously. Why does it not now?
What are you looking at?
The Explorer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to open up the Explorer. Because the Explorer is generally the base ship that a lot of players use. Or is it just that it does not currently have a drift drive? It doesn't currently have a drift drive. Let me look at drift engines. Yeah, it just doesn't currently have a drift drive. You could shove a drift drive into a fucking thing.
Alright. So, if we're looking for the Millennium Falcon, I don't think the Millennium Falcon has ever had more than like 5 people on board at the same time.
Right.
Not a particularly big ship. Yeah, the Explorer would...
freighter with a modified frame. Right. But like to put it in perspective against other vehicles of that size, or other vehicles, let's put these in perspective. I'm trying to find what an actual fighter is. There we go. Interceptor, fighter. These are considered tiny ships. Okay. These are considered tiny ships. But it would take like 2 or 3 TIE fighters or X-Wings to span a fucking the Falcon, right?
Yeah.
So the Falcon can't be any bigger than medium. At best,
yeah.
At worst, it's small. So at worst, at smallest, it would be a light freighter, because again, it is being called a freighter and it doesn't haul cargo.
Yeah, Explorer would work.
An Explorer would work because an Explorer actually has fucking weapons on it. The light
So
freighter,
make and model.
the light freighter has 3 weapons, and one of them isn't a turret. The Explorer actually comes with a turret, and we know that fucker's got turrets on him.
So it would be make and model as an explorer, size medium.
Yep.
Or no.
Yep.
Frame would be an explorer.
Flame would be an Explorer. Make and model is just flavor.
Ah.
So you
Fair
could
enough.
put a. So we can put a.
Corellian freighter.
There we go.
And then,
And then
let's see. Maneuverability is good.
maneuverability is good.
Good. +1. Piloting.
Put that over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
So +1 pilot, because that's going to cut off, and a turn rating of 1.
Turn rating.
Yeah.
Where's
So
turn rating?
that will go under good.
Okay. Drift rating. We would have to install that.
Drift rating. We have to install a drift engine. Before we can install a drift engine, we need a power core. We need a power core.
Hit points 55.
Hit points 55. Critical threshold 11.
I have to manually click this 55 times.
Yup.
Oh no. Ah. Oh, overshot it. There we go.
Can't hold it. All right.
Yeah. And then critical threshold is 1/5.
Yep, it's 11. And let me find where is the power core. There we go. Power core.
Oh, DT is damage threshold, not drift shit.
Yeah. What were you looking at?
I had asked what DT meant, and you had said something about drift, and I was just like, oh.
Oh, sorry. No, I was talking about. I must have been talking about something else. I did not hear that. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
DT
no.
is damage,
Okay,
damage
so-
threshold. No damage threshold. At all.
Mounts. Forward arc.
So basically, we can put a weapon.
Wait.
Yeah, we can put one light weapon on forward, port, starboard, and turret.
Okay. So, expand. Let's just continue with the base shit before we get into customization.
Right.
Expansion base 4.
Expansion base 4.
That would be. Where would I mark down expansion bays aside from just?
I would put empty 4 times.
Okay.
Just so we have 4 empty expansion bays.
There we go.
There we go. So,
minimum crew and maximum crew 1 and 6, and then a cost of 12.
right, and I've already attributed the cost into our bottom right down there.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. It's very hard to see when it's white text.
Yeah. So we need a power core. We need a power core. We can't fucking do anything if we don't have power going to our shit. Here's the problem, though. If you want to look at power cores are dependent entirely on the size of the ship you want to plug it into and how much power you want. I'm already looking at our drift computer, or I'm sorry, our drift engine. Right.
Drift engines. So we would, at minimum, we would want a signal basic.
At minimum, yes, we would prefer to have a signal basic.
Yeah, which has a cost of 2 times size category, which is medium.
2.
Which I assume
3.
is 3.
3. Yep.
So that would be
6 points.
6 BP. Okay.
And fortunately, it does not cost us power to plug a basic drift engine into the thing.
No way we could get a Signal Ultra.
No way we could get a Signal Ultra.
Yeah.
Fucking
So, yeah.
60 points, Christ. Be worth more than our ship.
Yeah. So
So 37.
we could maybe afford a signal booster.
Well, keep in mind we still got to slap guns in her.
Yeah.
And we got to put a computer.
So, yeah.
We got to put a lot into it. Sorry, I got
Signal
ahead of
basic.
myself. So yeah, select
Signal
a power
basic,
core.
We need a power core with 75 PCU.
Right. So for the power
But
core,
it has to fit on a medium.
right. So for power core, we're just going to grab a simple pulse gray. It is a 10
That's what I
BP,
was thinking.
100 PCU.
Where would I put the power core? There it is.
Yep.
Okay.
I would put the value for that.
Okay, value is 100.
And then under systems, we'll put a pulse gray.
Pulse grew.
Pulse grew. Can we get a pulse grew engine? It's powered by a bunch of little yellow bastards.
Damn it. We are going to smuggle the moon.
In terms of money, we have no money.
To be fair, that is very accurate because I only have 1 credit.
Yeah. Misty, what are you doing?
For drift engine, we would put 75.
For the drift engine...
It's minimum PCU. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, no. For the drift engine, just go and put signal basic.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. Because power core, we need to actually keep track of how much power we're putting into this.
Okay.
And so far, we're not putting in any. So far, we're not putting in any power. Because here's a fun thing about using the drift. You have to actually turn your ship off.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
Our next grab is thrusters.
Select power core, select thrusters. We technically skipped the gun with the signal basic, but
We did jump the gun with the signal basic because we are supposed to pick thrusters first. But
thrusters. There we go. And we have to find ones that work on a medium, so...
Right. So, for our ship thrusters...
We could afford M12. Actually, no. Preferably, we would want something that would not decrease modifier.
Right. Because the piloting modifier is going to determine A, your initiative, and B, your ability to dodge missiles. So I think no more than an M6 would be better.
Yeah, M6 seems about right, because...
It's only going to cost us 3 BP.
Yep.
Which I've already accounted for. And we are at 50 of 100 on the power core. I accidentally clicked on the sheet. I don't know if that messed you up.
It didn't.
Okay. And that determines our speed of 6. We can move 6 hexes on a turn.
6 hexes, and we get another +1 to piloting.
Yes, we do.
So now it's a +2.
So, next on the list is all the other systems.
Yep.
So, let's go down the list of what it says in other systems. We need armor. Let's look at armor.
There are 3 different armor tags.
Pick the first one.
Okay. Starship armor.
So basically, we're just determining how much of a bonus to an AC do we want.
Mark 3 armor.
Mark
Sounds
3?
good.
Okay, because we're spending 9 on that.
Mark 2 or Mark 3.
Mark 2.
If we can get away with Mark 2.
I took piloting,
Mark
so
3.
for this instance, we're going to... well, I took piloting. Did you take piloting?
Yes, I also took piloting. It would
Okay.
not be Han Solo if I didn't take piloting.
Are we back? Are we live again?
Yes, we are.
All right. Fucking hell.
The wizards keep assassinating your internet.
My internet is an old lich, and they haven't found the phylactery yet, so. Fuck them. Goddamn wizards.
Your internet is writer.
My internet is writer. Anyway, where were we? Armor. We were getting Mark II armor.
Yes. Where would we mark that down? Just under systems?
No, it would just put it under AC.
Okay. Mark
6
II
points.
armor is...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mark II armor would go under that. Let me go ahead and add that, actually.
And then +2 to AC.
+2 to AC.
I don't know what our base AC is.
AC should be 10 at base.
Okay, so 12. I'd have to see the base frames again.
Yeah. I will double check that, actually, before I confirm that.
Base frames, we were on a... What were we using again? Explorer.
We're using Explorer, yes. What time is it, actually, if I get too involved? Okay, it's 8 o'clock. All right, we're good. I still want to go for like a couple more hours.
Okay.
If this takes that long. It shouldn't. Because we still have to go over how the game is actively played.
Yeah.
But
Should save that for one-shots, though. I'm not seeing base AC under the frame, so...
no, because it wouldn't be under frames. It would be, effectively, it would be under Starship Combat. So give me a moment and I'll look that up.
Shooting starships. Okay, yes. No. Wait, no.
Armor. Okay, armor protects a ship from direct weapons fire. Armor cost depends on the bonus that grants the ship's category, which is This doesn't help me.
Ship size. It's ship size plus maneuverability plus physical armor. I think.
What?
I'm looking at armor class under the understanding starships.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so it is calculated based on ship size, maneuverability, physical armor, and the pilot's number of ranks in the pilot skill. See page 320 for details on calculating it.
Thank fuck I have the book next to me. All right, 320.
Yes.
That's why PDFs are important. Well, I say PDF. This is why physical copies are also important. Support your game developers. Or else. Okay.
So it is...
Hang on. Okay, so AC is 10 plus pilot's ranks in the piloting skill, ship's armor bonus, modified based on the ship's size, and bonuses and penalties from successful or failed stunts and actions. So base is 10.
Base is 10. We are medium size, so that's +3.
No, we are medium size, so it's nothing. At the bottom of the building starships screen, there's the table.
Well, armor's cost is dependent. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So 12
Plus your rank.
So +1.
Plus maneuverability.
Plus maneuverability, which is good.
Which is good, so should be +1. Right?
Maybe?
Looking. Maneuverability. Okay, where are you? Yeah, I gotta look. Sorry, give me a moment.
No problem.
No, it doesn't use maneuverability. I don't know where it picked that up. It is
I don't know either.
piloting. It is pilot ranks, ship's armor bonus, ship size, and then whether or not it performs stunts or actions. So it is 10 plus ranks plus armor plus size. So 13 is our AC.
Oh, Oh, the armor can affect. Armor class can affect a ship's maneuverability. I think no, that's. This is just the armor rating. Never mind.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know shit.
AC is 13.
Okay.
Target lock, since I have it up. We haven't gotten countermeasures yet.
No, we have not.
That is the next on the list. Countermeasures. Defensive countermeasures. 2. Mark 2 countermeasures. So 13 again. We may need to open up another section of the notebook for the ship systems.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that only costs us 3 more points. We're down to 15 points, and it only cost us 1 piece of power core.
I have pressed add new, so we have ship shit.
Okay. 51 out of 100 on the power core.
System Pulse Gray, M6, thrusters.
All right, what else we have? Where's our other systems? So, armor, defensive countermeasures, shields. Let's do shields next. We don't have enough
shield.
defenses.
Correct. Where are shields? There it is.
I would feel
let's see.
comfortable with basic shields 30.
Yeah.
30? 20. Basic shields 20 or basic shields 30?
If we want to split it evenly across the entire ship, then we would need 20.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Basic shields 20. 3 more BP.
20. And then that would just be
5.
5.
I clicked the whole fucking sheet.
And then it would have a PCU of 10 and a BP cost of 3.
Yep, I've already accounted for the BP cost, and that'll just change that number to 61.
Alright.
All right, next. Weapons. What we're all here for. The guns.
The gunses.
The gunses. So, looking at weapons.
Coil. Either chain cannon or coil gun.
Look at the range increment.
Long.
Long, medium, and short.
Yeah.
Weapons have different ranges. Fortunately, there's a link there on that page to determine how range works. But short range is basically within 5 hexes, medium is 10 hexes, and long range is 20 hexes. If you are attempting to fire at a range that is longer than what its actual range is, you take a -2 penalty for each range increment between it and the target.
Fortunately, I think we can only afford one good weapon.
Well, we can only afford one of those weapons. We have, what, 12 points left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we could get 4 gyro lasers.
Gyro lasers are usually pretty solid.
Yeah, because it's 3
here's the problem.
points per.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
They're broad arc.
I have no idea what that means.
Click on the broad arc special property.
Let me refine the fucking thing. Broad arc. Okay.
Oh no, broad arcs are
weapon
actually
with
really nice. Never mind. Yeah. Let's do a bunch of those. Let's do a bunch. Those are really good. Let's do a bunch of those. I'm actually going to
weapon with
click on
the special
cost and
property can
BP
fire
and
in
find
an-
which ones are cheapest.
A weapon with this property can fire in an arc adjacent to the one in which it was installed, with a -2 penalty. A broad arc can fire only at one target at a time.
I would say grab 2 or 3 gyro lasers and 1 light laser cannon. And the reason why I say that is,
Laser.
I would actually I would go one further than that. I would say 2 gyro lasers and 2 light laser cannons.
Okay, so that would be 10 total points.
10 total points, which will give us 2 points left to play with for the interior of the ship.
So we would put the gyro lasers on the port and starboard.
Yep. and then we can put the laser cannons on the forward and turret. That way, if something's in front of us, we can hit it with all 4 guns.
You mean forward and aft? Or can you not put a...
No, we don't have an aft mount. We have a turret mount, but we don't have an aft mount.
Okay. Then why is this aft here?
I don't know.
Okay, and then light laser.
And make sure you put the... I'm going to put the damage underneath it for safety. The damage for the light laser is 2d4, short range, and the gyro laser is short range 1d8.
2d4 short. Uh, 2d4. Fucking, I had it. Where was it? Okay, 2d4. And then has a PCU cost of 5.
Okay, so that's 10 off of each of those.
Yes.
So 71. How much does the gyro laser cost? 10. Perfect. We are at 91 out of 100 on the power core.
And then what's the last thing we're missing? That would be nothing.
Nothing. Everything else at this point is other systems, so we can add a computer, or we can just click on computer because I'm dumb.
We do have 4 expansion day slots, if that matters.
It does, but it's really more for like in between adventures kind of stuff. Like we have a brig, we can have a brig. Everything is standard cargo hold if we don't use it. Arcane laboratory, which is good for people who want to do crafting for magical stuff. Escape pods, guest quarters, a hangar bay. Now, hangar bay is tricky. If you're flying in a big fuck-off ship, like I think it's huge or larger can have a hangar bay, you can put fighters in it. Hydroponic garden.
Unfortunately, we are 1 point off from being able to actually use the computer shit.
That's true.
Yeah, so
yeah,
we could afford a Mark 1 mononode, but we wouldn't be able to use it for anything.
Yeah.
Like during combat. So best we could do is a basic computer, which is just
we can put a I think
board.
it's the HAC recreation suite.
Where is that? Expansion base?
Yeah, expansion base.
And then which one?
Oh, it's a holodeck.
I'm looking for where it is.
Sorry. So I just sorted by sort by BP.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sort by BP. And then you said the
recreation suite HAC. That's a holodeck.
Okay.
Or a Trivid den for just video games.
So recreation suite.
Only costs 1 BP and costs 3 PCU.
Okay. So we are at 1 BP left.
We have 1 BP left.
What is a synthesis bay?
What is a synthesis bay? Let's find out.
Contains all the space and tools required to craft drugs, medicine, or poison. It's a medical room.
It's a chemistry bench.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Oh.
It's effectively a chem bench, yeah. We have a tech workshop. We have a sealed environment chamber. We have science labs, guest quarters, escape pods.
We can do a thrusters primer.
I would like to avoid anything that doesn't have that symbol next to it.
Fair enough, because that's not core rulebook.
Well, not just that. It's that came from something that hasn't been approved by Universal Play yet. So that tells me it's not particularly balanced, or it's very specific.
Okay.
Like setting
Oh,
specific kind of stuff.
could probably do a sealed environment chamber then. Maybe.
Could be. But I mean, we've pretty much accomplished all we set out to accomplish here today.
Yeah.
And then as your ship levels up, you get more build points, and you can build onto your starship as you go, which takes
Yep.
downtime. It just takes downtime. Doesn't cost credits. It costs downtime. Because you effectively just do it yourself. It's fucking great. So yeah, that is building a character. Now, starship combat specifically. Like, I'm not going to bother explaining the rules for physical. Well, I am going to bother explaining the rules for physical, for personal combat, actually, and I should. Let's go back to our personal character sheets. Do you need to copy yours again?
Yes, but also the entire like left side of the screen is a broken mess.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. Clone. Bop. There's Han.
I just sent you what I'm seeing off the side of the table.
There's his other sheet. Okay. There you go.
I'm seeing the Matrix, man.
Are you still seeing the Matrix?
No, not on the sheet. Off the
Oh, yeah,
side
I
of
see
the
it now.
table.
I see it now. Oh, that's something else. All right, so yeah, all your stuff should be as it should be.
Set that back up.
So,
there.
personnel combat, for lack of better terminology, personnel combat is effectively as we already know it in 5th edition, pretty much. Yeah, more or less it is pretty much as we know it. 5th edition. You have a move action. How does it actually word this? Hang on. For this, I am actually going to pull up the rules for combat. Tactical rules. How combat works. Let's open up the whole thing for... How combat works. Oh, good. It actually lists all these. That's fucking great. So, determining whether or not everyone's aware of each other. That's DM stuff. Initiative order. Surprise round if it exists. Combat. So, each round... I'm trying to find the actual fucking stuff here. Where the fuck is it?
Combat round.
Where do you see combat round?
I scrolled down.
Here it is. Actions in combat. So you have your move action, you have your standard action, and you have a swift action. And we would be familiar with these as move,
Bonus
action, and bonus action. Right. That's how we would recognize these. And they're pretty self-explanatory. What's interesting is full action. So there are two very distinct differences in this game. First and foremost, there is no character in this game whose standard gets multi-attack. And at the same time, every character in this game, standard, gets multi-attack.
That would be full attack.
That would be full attack. So, effectively how this game works is it's still very, very similar to what we know from a D20 system. You roll a 20-sided die, add your attack bonus. If it's higher or equal to your enemy's armor class, you hit them. Roll damage, repeat until something dies. The difference is, because we have weapon scaling. Sorry, I'm going to go back into equipment and pull up weapons again so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because we have...
Yeah, because the higher level the
God
item gets, the more damage dice it does.
Right. Your damage scaling is not on your number of attacks. It is entirely on your weapon. So as you get higher in level, you're not spending money on enchantments to make your weapons better, although that is still an option. You can improve on your weapons with weapon fusions and weapon accessories and the like. Excuse me. But I'm just going to go down here. I'm going to go to... Let's use my hunting rifle as a base. So I'm going to look at projectile weapons. Hunting rifle. 1d8 damage for a long gun, right? And there's a scatter gun, a shotgun. 1d4 damage in a 15-foot cone. However, at 20th level, you're looking at gyrojet rifles, seeker rifles, breaching guns, grape shot scatter shots. And these are doing several dice worth of damage. Like the 20th level variant of my rifle is an 8d12. Sorry, seeker rifle would be the right one here. 12d8 piercing damage. Because your damage scaling is now on your weapon and not on your character can now do more different ability stuff. You can now get more inventive with how you want to actually perform in combat. And every character has the option to attack more than once. So we were looking at it earlier, there is a full attack. A full attack, if I can find it, is effectively, you're going to specifically take a penalty. There it is. You can spend a full action to make 2 attacks, each with a -4 penalty to the attack roll. These attacks can be made with the same weapon or different weapons. Those certain weapons have a firing speed so slow that you can't shoot them more than once around, even with a full attack. These weapons have the unwieldy special property. However, certain weapons have specialized full attacks. For instance, some weapons have a fully automatic attack mode. Such and so, so on and so forth. However, to use a full attack, you have to use a full action. And a full action is, you do not get your standard, you do not get your move, you do not get your swift. This is what you're doing this turn. This is what you are doing this turn. Which includes just outright kill someone who's helpless. Coup de grace.
Yep. Good old coup de grace. However, if they are immune to critical hits, the coup de grace does not deal critical damage.
In addition to that, there is also fight defensively.
Or run.
Or run, which is just you just burn speed. And everything else is still as it should be. You still have your reactions where it sits. You still have, like, speaking or holding an action or dropping an item, whatever you want to do. And then we talked about, or we earlier talked about how resolve points keep you from bleeding out.
Yes.
So when you take damage, your stamina points go down first, and I'm now looking at injury and death further down. Your stamina points burn out first, then your hit points burn out. Damage doesn't affect you until you hit your until your hit points reach 0. If you take damage, your hit points equal to or greater than your hit points you have remaining, you reduce to 0 hit points and knock unconscious. If you're out of hit points, you can't be reduced lower than 0 HP. However, if you take damage that puts you at, let me see if I'm reading this here. Yeah. Any damage after 0 that does equal to your maximum hit points still kills you instantly. That rule is, that continuation is still there. So in one way, it is more difficult to go down in combat, but it is now easier to die from raw damage. Because again, when you level up, even though you still get hit points, you get more stamina points. So it is easier to be outright killed, but it is much harder to go down. Because you have 2 pools of hit points. If you are dying and have enough resolve points, you can use them to stabilize. Wait, where's dying? When your hit point is 0 and you are not stable and you have no result, it's dead. While dying, you lose 1
Right
resolve
above
point. Yeah. While dying, you lose 1 resolve point each round at the end of your turn. At the end of your turn. If your hit points reach 0 during your turn, such as from an attack of opportunity you provoked, you do not lose a resolve point until the end of your next turn. This continues until you die or stabilize. If you're going to stabilize, you can... attempts at stabilize is a 15 medicine check. Or giving them actual healing. Or
Resolve point.
you can burn a number of resolve points equal to 1/4 of your maximum. So regardless as to how many you have, no less than 1, no more than 3. Sorry. And you immediately stabilize. Meaning you are no longer dying.
So you are still unconscious and at 0.
Right. However, if you are stable, you can burn an additional resolve point at the start of your turn to come back to 1 hit point. It's no longer luck based. You can simply will yourself back to fighting. Which I think is a fantastic feature. So yeah, I'm not going to get into specifics beyond that in personal combat because it either comes down to character abilities or just how certain things work.
I roll dice and shoot.
Yeah, you roll dice and shoot. That's pretty much how it goes. But yeah, it works out really, really nicely. Honestly. Like, the whole system is put together very nicely. The interesting bit comes in the form of starship combat. Now, in starship combat, each individual player still gets a turn, but everyone takes their turn at roughly the same time. So I'm pulling up the rules for starship combat now.
Indeed.
There we are. So we had spotted on the character sheet earlier for our ship that there are roles: captain, engineer, gunner, pilot, and science officer. Depending on which role you take is dependent on what abilities you can use and how you can actively benefit your crew. So for a two-man operation, in this case, one of us would take up pilot because somebody has to fly the fucking ship, and then someone else can take up any other role. For most roles, multiple people can perform actions each round, but for other roles, only one person can fill that role, and only one action for that role can be permitted each round. Your role also determines when you act in combat. You should declare your role when you board a ship. If you declare yourself a passenger, however, you take no special actions in combat unless you assume a role, though you can change your role in the heat of combat. Starship base frame determine the minimum and maximum crew members need to operate that vessel. A starship without its minimum complement can't be flown. However, when a large NPC starship, when its full complement enters starship combat, each individual crew member doesn't take a regular action. It would take hours. And instead, it's just determined by slot. So, how it works is, each round of combat is performed in phases.
Specific order.
Mm-hmm.
In phases.
So, first things first is the engineering phase. Sorry, I have a dog climbing across me right now because she wants to be a brat. Go on. Riku. Pissing me off. Alright. Engineers on all ships take their action at the same time. They can choose to repair their ship, give them a boost. This all happens simultaneously. And I believe that is, yeah, that's just engineers. Then your pilots attempt a piloting check, and it determines initiative. Now, what's interesting about the pilot's initiative checks is that the highest roll for piloting actually goes last.
With the lowest result must move first. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's about reading your opponent's movement.
It's about maneuver. Yeah, it's about being able to maneuver yourselves into a position that you want to be in.
Yeah. So the better you are, the more of an advantage you have.
Yep. And pilots can attempt to make additional skill checks to attempt dangerous maneuvers or push their vessels beyond specifications. So you can do goofy shit. All those actions are determined under, where is it?
I can in fact do my aileron roll.
Yeah. Yeah, these rolls. Each roll has a set of actions that it can apply. Which is awesome. And then your gunners. And then the gunners get to take their turn.
Science officers also move during the helm phase.
Correct. Science officers' jobs usually consist of attempting to interfere with the enemy ship. Either in, trying to hack their systems, trying to putz with their engines in some way, messing with their guns. They have all kinds of options. And a gunner basically does what the gunner do. Gunners fire their starship's weapons, and starships fire in the same order in which their pilots acted during that round helm phase. So the gunners follow the same initiative order as the pilots. Doesn't really matter because nobody's moving at that point.
Still determines who shoots first, though.
Still determines who shoots first, yes. But the effects
of damage are not
the effects of damage are not taken into account until the end of that round.
Okay. And then the captain of the ship can do their shit during any of these phases.
Right, because the captain's role is basically to buff his allies. So if I can get a board going on here, can I make a board? Nope. Let's see if I can make a board. Board. I just want a blank board. Have no custom. And I want to put a grid on it. That is not appearing. I don't think I'm going to get away with that on this one. I'll be honest. Custom? Nope, not custom. Okay, I can't find what I'm looking for. I guess because I probably don't have a grid down on the actual table. I thought I could do that here. I cannot. Oh, hang on. Grid. Here we go. I don't see the difference. Show lines. There we are. Now I should be able to... There we are. So, let me actually pull up another object. Do I have a ship somewhere? I don't think I do. We're going to use a dragon. We're going to use a dragon for this example. Why is it locked?
Big Dargan.
Why are you locked? There we go.
Oh, the grid is everywhere.
Oh, good. It broke. Okay. Goodbye. Yeah, the grid is everywhere.
Dargan.
Alright. I don't know why that didn't want to interact with that. That's kind of stupid. See if I have another one here. Will you fit on table? Yes, you will. Good enough. So this guy's kind of snutty, but he'll do. Oh, actually, I have a fucking... I have a better one. I have a better one. Just kind of throw in this part together, I suppose. I can't lie that down. Never mind. We'll use this. Because he's actually pointing in a direction, so this will make more sense. So, when you're moving in Starship combat, it is not just the movement that matters, but also your placement. Because, as previously shown, we have shields in specific locations. And let me pull out another figure. I'm not gonna grab a custom piece. I'm just gonna grab a random piece. Okay, you'll do. So, obviously speaking, if we take shots from behind, we get hit from behind. And if we take shot from the side, we take shots to that side. And the divide is the only areas that are considered nose and aft. Is it called nose? Forward. The only positions that are considered forward and aft are the space, or I'm sorry, is the space directly in front of you and directly behind you. As well as stretching out in that cone. I marked my character sheet. So everything from here outward
is the port.
Would be port, and the opposite side, of course, being starboard. And you would take damage depending on where you receive fire from that. That is also said of the firing arcs that you can fire from. So, for example, our gyro laser is over here. We can shoot him with our gyro laser because he's on our right. But our turret...
Without a penalty.
Without a penalty. But our turret can also shoot in any direction. So we can shoot them on that side too. And how it's mentioned on your sheet here. Maneuverability is turn 1. And I'm going to show what that means. So, when you're maneuvering in Starship Combat, we have only 6 move. So, I'm going to move us forward a couple of spaces. But I want to move around so that I can hit this guy on his side. Like, let's say, for example, we're over here. He's on our left. He's aiming at us this way. We want to maneuver around so we can get on his side so that his forward weapons aren't on us. Move. And then turn. And then move. And then move. And then turn. You have to move a space before you attempt to turn. And your maneuverability determines how many spaces you're required to move before you can turn. So we could effectively, because our maneuverability is 1, move, turn, move, turn, move, turn, move, turn, move, turn. You know what I mean?
You can only turn, like, left or right 1 hex worth?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, exception being, of course, is if your maneuverability is 0. Because that means you don't have to move any spaces before you can turn. You turn on a dime. And average maneuverability, which thank fuck we didn't end up with that, is we can't turn until we move 2 spaces. Turn. 2 spaces. Turn. Actually, not pivoting in the way I wanted it to, but that's all right. So, yeah, Starship combat is a little on the weird side, but it can be a lot of fun. What'd you say?
So like, I said it's also very interesting.
It is
So
very
like,
interesting.
say we would do, say we were like this, we do move, move, turn,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're like this, and the enemy is facing us. We could, the way we have our ship built, we could attack with all 4 weapons
Yes.
if we had enough people to fire them.
Yes.
Interesting.
Starship combat is really well thought out. And it's this nice blend of taking those same D20 RPG elements that we already know, but also recognizing that this is a crew fighting another crew. So everyone on the crew needs to be able to do something.
Now,
It's a nice implementation of Star Trek's combat into this game.
here is my question. Do we
Yes.
roll to hit with starship weapons?
Yeah, all other rules apply. All other
Okay.
rules apply.
I'm just
You're
I'm
to
just
hit.
wondering what it is to roll.
It is either your base attack bonus or your piloting skill, whichever is better.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I'm sorry, not your base attack bonus. It is either your attack bonus using your dexterity modifier or your piloting modifier, whichever is better. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check that information.
Attacking. Okay.
Attacking.
For every range increment beyond the first, the gunnery check takes. Okay. Gunnery check. Okay. 1d20 plus the gunner's base attack bonus or the gunner's ranks in the piloting skill. Plus dexterity.
Yeah,
Plus dexterity.
so it's either your base attack bonus
bonuses from
or
the
your piloting
computer
skill.
system. Okay.
Yep.
So remind me, what is short ranges again?
5 hexes.
Okay. So it would be. So from here we would have, from where we were, we would have no attack penalty.
From here we'd have no attack penalty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here we would have no attack penalty. As soon as we hit this range, we have an attack penalty of -2.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to spread these out just a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be a -4.
Okay.
On top of any other penalties we may already have.
So we would get bonuses from computer systems, the captain and science officers, and penalties.
Yep.
Then with the computer system we put in, we would have no penalty or no bonus. Okay.
Yeah. And it's just a really interesting laid out system, and I really, really love how they fucking put this out there. I really enjoy how they put this out there. I like all the changes that they made. I like how well they implement everything together. And I think that's everything we're going to go over today, rules-wise. Anything more than this would be taken up on a one-shot kind of basis. What I am going to do, however, before we leave for today, is I'm going to go over the classes that I am familiar with and kind of give everyone an idea of what you can expect from this game, because I've already pointed out the character that I made is a combination of artificer and wizard. They use technology for a conduit to their magic, or is specific for their magic, or they specifically use or summon technology with their magic. They are a technomancer. But the other classes have equally fun things that they can do. I had mentioned soldier earlier. Soldier is your fighter equivalent. They are soldier class. They are good at the beating things to death. But I was mistaken. They don't get a feat at first level. That's fine. They do, however, get a fighting style. And your fighting style is pretty much whatever you can fucking think of. They have a lot of fighting styles. We have squad combat, spell brawler. There's an arcane. Where did I see it? Arcane assailant, which means they get some magic abilities. Archer, if you actually want to use a bow. Armor storm, if you want to play a tank. Blitz, if you just want to beat people in the face with sticks. Bombard, if you want to use explosives, because grenades are a thing, and so are grenade launchers and rocket launchers and all kinds of fun things. Hit and run, if you want to do Artie's Kirito build. Pistol dancer, if you want to be if you want to dual wield or be a gunslinger of that variety. There is a monk subclass called Key Adept. You can be a sniper as a sharpshooter. There's a lot that you can do here with soldier. Like, they really opened up what you can do with fighter in this game as opposed to what you might be able to do with fighter in 5. Solarian. I love Solarian. Solarian is a really interesting idea for a class.
What is that?
Solarian is effectively paladin, but not really. Because they don't have holy abilities. There is no holy powers in this.
You have star abilities.
You have gravitational abilities, dependent entirely on whether or not you decide to harness the power of stars or black holes. And you can just decide on a whim.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really cool. And on top of that, you can choose whether or not you're... on top of that, they get a manifestation of this energy. They can summon a weapon or an additional set of armor that they can wear on them, that they can wear for themselves. It's really cool. They're really cool as a character, or as a class idea. Operative is your typical rogue, but Operative has a lot of different things going on with it. So every Operative has an edge, I'm sorry, not an edge, a specialization. And your specialization is basically what skills you want to be best at. You can either be a typical stealthy rogue and pick ghost and be stealthed, or you can be a hacker and fuck up people's computers and their weapons and shit. You could be a spy and get by on disguise and lying, or a thief and steal things, and do this in combat. In order for this character to get their quote-unquote sneak attack, because it's not a sneak attack. It's not a sneak attack. Don't call it a sneak attack. It's a trick attack. And they get a damage bonus equal to... Actually, it gets really weird early. Trick attack starts at 1d4, at 3rd level jumps to 1d8, at 5th level jumps to 3d8. No, I don't know why it does that. But by 19th level, you're doing 10d8 damage.
Operative can also make 4 attacks with a full attack.
I don't know where you found that.
It's at 13th level.
Quad attack.
Yeah.
Using only melee weapons.
Yeah. Or small arms.
Or small arms, that is correct. Yeah, that is an option. Kind of weird that out of all of them, Operative is the one that gets multi-attack, but that's whatever.
Evasion at level 2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
However, evasion at level 2 is only works on the successful save. It does not apply if you fail the save. You still take full
So
damage
you
if you
either
fail to
take
save.
full damage or no damage.
It's literally everything is save or suck.
Well, all reflex saves are save or suck.
Yeah, all reflex saves are save or suck. But yeah, Operative has a whole lot of options available to them. There's so much you can do with this game, with the classes. We were already looking at Mystic and seeing that Xenodruid is on there, but also being able to like Dream Eater people while they're still awake, because fuck that guy in particular. Mechanic. I really like Mechanic. Mechanic is also an artificer, but with less magic. Less magic? Less magic. I can't talk. Mechanic is an artificer with less magic. They rely on... Oh, actually, I guess Mechanic would be your Ranger equivalent. But it would be old Ranger equivalent, where everything got a fucking companion. You have a drone. Sorry. You can choose to have a drone. Your custom rig can consist of either a cybernetic augmentation system in your brain, or you can build a drone. You can just have a drone. Am I thinking of the right thing? Sorry, artificial intelligence is what I'm thinking of. Mechanic of a million tiny drones? No, you get one good-sized drone. And there are details on what you can do with it. But yeah, you can build a drone, or you can have an exo cortex. An exterior brain augment that you can install on yourself. You can choose to have either one of these. So Mechanic still has options that they can get. Like there's, even with those classes that I am familiar with, there's a lot of availability there. And that's not even getting to the motherfuckers I don't know nothing about. That's not even getting to the dudes I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about Nanoset. I don't know anything about Witch Warper. I don't know anything about Vanguard. I don't know anything about Precog. I have no idea what the fucking evolutionist or a biohacker is. But you know what? Those sound pretty fucking cool. And knowing how much work and effort these guys put into making these classes as detailed and customizable as possible, I am really eager to learn more about these classes. Straight up. This game is fucking amazing. And I'm looking forward to at least running a one-shot in this in the near future.
I've gone through the effort of making a character sheet. Now my brain is saying, play now.
Play now. Play now. But I think that is where I'm going to end things here for today, because I am really fucking hungry. I need to go make food.
Eat, damn you.
Eat, damn me. Yep.